As he clenches his fists and faces the god of destruction, Goku tells Beerus that the day has finally come for them to settle the score. Beerus says he has no idea what Goku is talking about and asks why he says that. He wonders if Goku belongs to a race he destroyed in the past, although he thought Goku was a Saiyan. Goku confirms that he is indeed a Saiyan and that Beerus guessed right, but he explains that decades ago, the Hakaishin came to him in search of the Super Saiyan God, and they fought twice. In both those fights, Beerus defeated him. Since then, Goku has trained extensively to defeat him. Beerus says he has no recollection of this, as the only Super Saiyan God he fought was Yamoshi. Goku admits it's a complicated story to explain and would take some time. However, Beerus starts emanating some of his energy, enveloping his body in a thin aura of power. While doing so, he dismisses the explanation, stating that he's not there to talk, or at least not using words. Goku smiles and says that if the Hakaishin wants to communicate with fists, that's perfectly fine. In fact, he prefers it that way. Standing side by side a few meters away from the two are God Vegeta, King Vegeta, Kakarot, and Yamoshi. Except for God Vegeta, they are all quite tense. Kakarot and King Vegeta are eager to witness the god of destruction in action. All they know about this entity is what they've heard from God. After witnessing what the destroyer did to Broly, they are both intense and intrigued. Yamoshi is the most tense among them, having experienced Beerus' power in the past, knowing how formidable this divinity can be. Among them, God Vegeta is the calmest, observing everything with a keen eye. Also watching everything attentively is WHIS, who stands alone, further away from the rest. After what he witnessed on Beerus' planet when these two appeared there, WHIS became extremely curious about them, especially Goku, who mastered Ultra Instinct and even claimed that WHIS himself taught it to him. WHIS is eager to understand all of this better and has a feeling that after this battle things will become clearer. In an instant, Goku and Beerus simply vanish. In the next second, they are engaged in a flurry of rapid movements across the sky, appearing and reappearing in various different places as if they are performing multiple instant transmissions. In reality, they are feinting each other, searching for an opening to strike. Beerus is the first to attempt an attack, appearing behind Goku and aiming a blow at his head. To Beerus' surprise, Goku grabs his hand and executes a move that launches Beerus far away. Beerus halts in the air not too far away, and as soon as he stops, he has to dodge Goku's flying kick, which he does with a masterful evasive maneuver. Next, they engage in a more direct exchange of blows, each displaying both strength and technique. At one point, they move apart while simultaneously launching energy attacks. Goku fires a Kamehameha, and Beerus unleashes a concentrated energy beam. The two powers collide in the air, creating a shockwave that shakes the ground. For a few seconds, Goku and Beerus maintain their positions, channeling more energy into their attacks. But then Goku opts for a swift instant transmission to appear behind Beerus, catching him off guard with an energy charge punch to the back. However, Beerus swiftly turns, blocking the strike with one arm and countering with a punch from the other, which Goku also defends against. The two resume their physical confrontation, exchanging blows at an astonishing speed. Kakarot and King Vegeta watch this with utter amazement, commenting that the speed at which these two are fighting is so immense that they can barely keep up. But Yamoshi tells them that this is nothing, and that in reality these two are just playing with each other. If they were truly fighting, neither of them nor he himself would be able to follow the battle. God Vegeta adds that at this moment Goku and Beerus are simply analyzing each other to understand how their opponent's movements work. Goku and Beerus are now moving in perfect harmony with the flow of the battle. Their dodges are so precise that they seem to anticipate the opponent's attacks before they're even launched. With each move, they dance around each other, creating an incredible choreography of attacks and defenses. Beerus launches a swift strike towards Goku, but Goku evades smoothly, sliding to the side. He then counterattacks with a rapid punch, but Beerus twists his body to evade as he backs away, completing the rotation by unleashing a controlled energy burst that Goku avoids with a jump, narrowly escaping the attack. But Beerus doesn't stop there. He forms dozens of energy spheres to launch at Goku, yet Goku uses his heightened Ultra Instinct intuition to detect the path of the spears and evade them at the last second. While dodging, Goku advances towards Beerus, finally reaching him with a flying kick. However, Beerus blocks the kick head-on by crossing his arms in front of his body. After that, he seizes Goku by the ankle, spinning him multiple times and then hurls him with all his might towards the ground. But Goku maneuvers his body to execute several acrobatics, smoothly breaking his fall. Beerus descends from the sky with full force to land a punch on Goku, but Goku manages to regain his posture in time and blocks the destroyer's attacks, the impact even cracking the ground around him. After having his punch stopped, Beerus lands and then they begin exchanging blows on the ground. The force of the strikes gradually intensifies as Goku and Beerus continue trading attacks. Their punches and kicks generate shockwaves that ripple across the ground, creating small craters and raising clouds of dust. They showcase an incredible ability to adapt to each other's movements, evading and blocking with astonishing agility. During this, Goku remarks that his earlier observations were correct, and Beerus has indeed gained much better mastery of Ultra Instinct than when he fought the other gods of destruction. Beerus claims not to know about this particular fight Goku is referencing, but he brushes it off and simply responds that he obviously has good control over this technique, having trained it for many years. There's a moment when both Beerus and Goku decide to attack with a point-blank energy wave. As they launch their attack simultaneously, the energies collide between them, creating an explosion that sends both of them flying. Afterward, they stare at each other for a moment, each with a smile indicating their enjoyment of the battle. Beerus remarks that Goku is indeed good, but it's time to set aside the warm-up and start raising the stakes a bit. Goku agrees and encourages Beerus to go all out. Beerus begins to raise his ki, letting the purple aura of power emanate from his body, triggering weather changes like a strong gust of wind and a local earthquake. Everyone pays close attention, knowing that the fight is about to escalate to the next level. Kakarot and King Vegeta are quite fearful, as despite not being able to sense Beerus's ki, they know that there's an immense power radiating from him. Yamoshi is even more tense, as unlike the other two, he can feel the power of the destroyer and knows it's not low and can increase even further. As for God Vegeta, unlike everyone else, he's eager and excited to see what will unfold from there. Beerus charges towards Goku, moving with such force that his low-altitude flight leaves a trail of destruction in the ground below. He reaches Goku with a tremendously powerful punch, but Goku escapes by soaring into the sky and then launches an energy attack that Beerus deflects with a strike before moving in his direction. As Beerus catches up with Goku in the sky, they resume their exchanges of blows, and now with much more force and speed. Goku channels a portion of his energy into a powerful punch that Beerus blocks with a firm gesture, but the impact's force creates a shockwave that shakes the entire planet. Afterward, they continue their intense barrage of blows, each evading, defending, and counterattacking with immense strength and speed. In another moment, Beerus launches a stronger attack, delivering an extremely powerful kick that Goku blocks, generating another impact wave that trembles the entire planet. Once again, they return to exchanging blows, and after several more rounds of strikes, they end up clashing their fists, producing a shockwave that not only shakes the planet again, but also destroys the mountains around them. At that point, the battle had reached a level beyond what Kakarot and King Vegeta could discern. Due to their extreme speed, they could no longer perceive the movements of the two. Moreover, they could barely withstand the impacts of those blows, which generated shockwaves that caused pain in their bodies. Yamoshi is also in shock, stating that the power Beerus is using now is thousands of times greater than what he used in their fight. God Vegeta tells him that this isn't everything, and that in fact Beerus and Goku both have a lot more power to unleash. As he watches, WHIS notes that for the first time in a long time, Beerus is genuinely enjoying a battle, and contemplates whether this could be a good thing or potentially become a problem, as when Beerus gets overly excited, he can be somewhat challenging to control. The intensity of the battle begins to visibly impact the terrain. The ground becomes even more fissured, and cracks extend in all directions. With each impact, chunks of earth are sent flying, and electric waves created by their strikes spread around. The sky becomes filled with lightning and thunder, while intense tornadoes and whirlwinds begin forming in the area. Amidst their numerous exchanges of blows, Goku manages to land a punch on Beerus' stomach, which he retaliates with by striking Goku's stomach, and Goku responds with a kick that Beerus defends against. However, as Beerus defends against Goku's kick, Goku releases a wave of power from his foot that hits Beerus point blank and sends him flying. After driving the destroyer away, Goku launches a series of Kienzans at him. Not only does Goku launch the attacks, but he also manipulates them to return to Beerus every time he evades. Beerus skillfully dodges all of them, using the resources of Ultra Instinct, but even he has a limit and allows one of the discs to likely cut his arm. Just receiving that cut is enough to enrage the Hakaishin, who releases a massive amount of power from his body, obliterating all the discs around him. However, unleashing this power temporarily limits Beerus' field of vision, providing Goku with an opportunity to land a flying kick directly to his chest. Beerus becomes extremely angry and attempts a sequence of attacks on Goku, but Goku evades all of them. Finding an opening in Beerus' guard, Goku delivers a blow that stuns Beerus, that seizes this brief moment of vulnerability to initiate a series of strikes that hit the Hakaishin all over his body. Seeing this, the Saiyan can hardly believe it, especially Yamoshi, who's shocked that Beerus is truly at a disadvantage. Vegeta, on the other hand, isn't surprised in the least. WHIS observes that Beerus' Ultra Instinct is beginning to falter, as after receiving those attacks, he grew angry and started deviating from the state of neutrality that this ability requires. In the end, despite training for so many years and mastering this ability to a great extent, Beerus' personality still remains an issue when it comes to Ultra Instinct. After enduring numerous strikes from Goku, Beerus finally attempts to retaliate with a punch filled with anger. Yet Goku also evades this blow and counters with a stronger one that sends the destroyer hurtling from the sky to the ground, creating a crater in the terrain. Beerus gets up in a fit of rage, cursing Goku. Observing him from the sky, Goku remarks that indeed Beerus has advanced significantly in mastering Ultra Instinct, but he's still inferior to Goku's. He also notes that Beerus remains prideful with a huge ego, and receiving a few attacks and being in a slight disadvantage has already disrupted his mental equilibrium and rendered the technique ineffective. Initially, Beerus becomes quite irritated at receiving this lesson from his opponent, but later he smiles and comes to accept that everything Goku said is true. However, he points out that Goku must already know that Ultra Instinct isn't truly the technique of the gods of destruction, and that the fighting style of the Hakaishins is different. As he speaks, Beerus begins to emit more energy, and this time his aura is even more intense, turning the stones around him into dust. Goku smiles contentedly, realizing that once again Beerus is about to raise the stakes. Beerus congratulates him for how he has fought up to this point, and admits that this battle has been very enjoyable. However, he announces that from now on, he will fight with the intention of destroying Goku. Observing all this, Vegeta warns Yamoshi and the others that from now on the fight will finally begin to get serious, and tells them to get ready. Naturally, the three become very tense, as in their opinion, this battle was already intense enough before. The first to make a move is Beerus, who shoots from the ground to the sky with such power that just the initial force of his flight causes the crater where he was standing to widen even further. Goku doesn't back down and goes to meet him. The Hakaisha descends at full speed, while the Saiyan descends at top speed, meeting at the center and colliding with so much force that the shockwave causes the entire planet's surface to split. Feeling this, Yamoshi, Kakarot, and King Vegeta enter a state of despair, fearing that the planet might be destroyed in an instant due to the combat between these two. When their exchange of blows begins, all the climatic anomalies worsen. Violent earthquakes break the earth and spread across the entire planet. Incredibly intense lightning bolts strike from the sky, annihilating mountains, and tornadoes so fierce that they sweep away stones. Yamoshi declares that the planet is on the verge of collapse, and that if their battle continues for a few more seconds, everything will be over. Realizing this, Goku decides to pull back for a moment, leaving the planet and heading straight into space. Beerus follows him, launching several destruction energy spheres, which Goku needs to evade as he moves away from the planet. When Beerus catches up with Goku, they continue their exchange of blows, but this time they fight while still moving through space, becoming two beams of light colliding amid the vast blackness. On the planet, Yamoshi, Kakarot, and King Vegeta are surprised by Goku's action. They ask if he possesses some special ability to breathe in space. God Vegeta says no, but Goku simply decides to leave the planet to spare it. The three think he's crazy since he can't breathe. He won't be able to fight and will die quickly. However, Vegeta asserts that Goku is not just anyone and that this is a challenge he can certainly handle. Vegeta notices that WHIS is already flying away to follow the other two, and he decides to joining the Angel in flight, and they both leave planet Vegeta. In space, Vegeta asks if it's okay with WHIS if he accompanies him, and WHIS is very receptive, saying there's no problem at all. Back on the planet, Yamoshi, Kakarot, and King Vegeta are completely astonished by all of this. Despite being shocked and frightened by what they witnessed, they express some sadness at not being able to accompany them and watch the battle. The battle now unfolds in the vast expanse of space, where stars shine like diamonds and planets pass by like flashes. Goku and Beerus are merely streaks of light as they move at speeds beyond comprehension, their illuminated forms leaving trails of energy in the vacuum of space. They exchange punches and kicks at a dizzying pace. Each impact sends shockwaves rippling through space, creating distortions in the surrounding vacuum. As they fight, they traverse the entirety of Universe 7, visiting a variety of planets, star systems, and galaxies. Their luminous form crosses cosmic landscapes, and the energy released by their attacks creates dazzling displays of light. They pass by bright nebulas, frozen moons, and starry deserts, leaving a controlled trail of destruction in their wake. At one moment, Beerus launches such a powerful Hakai at Goku that when he dodges it, it destroys an entire solar system. Next, Goku strikes Beerus with an attack so mighty that he's launched at a speed millions of times greater than the speed of light, hitting an inhospitable planet and tearing it apart as he passes through. Not long after, Beerus employs his psychic strength to hurl a sun at Goku, who obliterates the sun with a Kamehameha. During a moment of frank exchange of blows, Beerus asks if Goku plans to keep fighting without breathing and says that if he continues this way he will die. Goku responds by saying he can breathe whenever he wants, and all he needs to do is teleport to a planet with oxygen or even back to planet Vegeta itself. But he states that he simply doesn't need to at the moment and can face Beerus even without breathing. This irritates the Hakaishin quite a bit, so he escalates the intensity of his strikes, and of course Goku does the same. As they trade blows and power-packed attacks, intense vibrations ripple across the universe. Vegeta and WHIS, who are observing all of this while following the two, start to become concerned. Vegeta points out that if they keep going like this, they'll end up destroying the universe, and WHIS agrees. Vegeta suggests that WHIS would teleport the two to another dimension so they can fight without causing risk or damage to the universe. WHIS looks at him curiously for a moment, intrigued that Vegeta knows he can do that, but then he agrees, saying he'll send the two to a dimension within his staff. But even before WHIS can do that, Goku and Beerus, as their blows collide, simply vanish, and then to Beerus' surprise they reappear in an empty dimension. As they continue to exchange intense blows in this dimension, Beerus asks what happened, and Goku explains that he teleported them both to this dimension to prevent them from destroying Universe 7. Beerus smiles contentedly and states that Goku has interesting tricks, thanking him because now he can let loose even more. A few seconds later, Vegeta and WHIS arrive in this dimension thanks to Vegeta's teleportation. WHIS is surprised that Vegeta managed to sense their ki even in another dimension, and Vegeta says that ever since he achieved Shinken, the ultimate level, he has pushed his ki sensing ability to the limit. Hearing this, WHIS is taken aback, completely surprised. He then asks if Vegeta really reached Shinken and if the same goes for Goku. Vegeta confirms that yes, both he and Goku have developed Shinken. Still very surprised, WHIS admits that he did sense something different about the two of them, something supreme. Vegeta mentions that it was thanks to WHIS that they achieved this level, and that in their reality he is his master and mentor, having been Goku's teacher as well. WHIS says that for some reason, he felt from the beginning that neither he nor Goku were a threat, and he also felt that they were familiar in some way. Goku and Beerus continue the battle, with the Hakaishin continuously increasing his power to deliver stronger and faster blows. Despite the escalating power of Beerus' attacks, Goku maintains the upper hand, defending and evading the destroyer's attacks, while also finding openings for counterattacks. At one point, Goku lands such a powerful punch to Beerus' stomach that it destabilizes him, followed by a kick to his face. Beerus stops in midair and very angry and releases a high amount of destructive energy in an immense torrent of power. Goku responds with an equally immense Kamehameha. When their two powers collide, it doesn't take long for Beerus to start losing ground, and he begins to release more and more energy. But the more energy Beerus releases, the more Goku releases as well, consistently overpowering his attack. Until at one moment, the Hakaishin fills with fury, and while letting out a roar with all the strength of his lungs, dramatically increases the energy released, causing a massive explosion that emits a large amount of light spreading throughout the area. And when the light subsides, they realize they are back in space, and everyone understands that the dimension was simply destroyed in that explosion. If that had happened before Goku teleported them to that place, the universe would have been utterly obliterated. But there's something strange about Beerus. A very intense aura of destructive power is emanating from him, and his naturally dark skin becomes even darker. At this moment, the god of destruction of Universe 7 is unleashing a form that neither Goku nor Vegeta has seen before, his Hakaishin form. Seeing that transformation, WHIS is extremely surprised, and reveals that it has been countless years since he saw Beerus use that form. The angel understands that this means the god of destruction of Universe 7 is finally using his full power. Beerus finally reveals his ultimate form, with his already dark skin glowing even darker, and his face takes on a much wilder aspect as a dense and intense aura of destruction energy emanates from his body. Old Goku observes the destroyer's transformation with seriousness and caution, undoubtedly understanding that this is not something to be underestimated. At a certain distance, Vegeta and WHIS watch everything, with Vegeta impressed by the intensity of Beerus' energy, as well as the bloodlust he's demonstrating in this moment. WHIS states that Beerus is an extremely proud guy, and all the attacks Goku landed on him wounded his ego deeply. So now he undoubtedly desires Goku's blood more than anything else. Vegeta mentions that even though he lived with Beerus for many years and was even trained by him, he never had the chance to see Beerus fight seriously. In almost all the time they spent together, Beerus never got truly furious, so it's a big novelty for him to see his master in this state. Speaking to Goku, Beerus tells him to prepare himself because he's about to witness the true face of Beerus the Destroyer. Goku was about to respond, but he's suddenly taken by surprise as Beerus in the blink of an eye is already in front of him, landing a tremendously powerful punch to his stomach. Beerus' punch is so strong that it creates a massive shockwave around them, causing Goku to release blood from his mouth while letting out a muffled groan. Following that, Beerus lands an equally powerful punch with his other hand, sending the old Saiyan flying very, very far away. Goku embarks on a forced journey through space, traversing the vastness of the vacuum at a speed so high that his body is surrounded by light. In the form of a light beam, he travels a billions of times the speed of light. Goku traverses an entire solar system before colliding with a small planetoid that's simply shattered by the impact of the collision. But the journey doesn't stop, and he continues for millions of light years until he collides with the star this time, which upon being struck by the Saiyan, disappears in a cosmic explosion. Thrown by the explosion's impact, Goku travels for more thousands of light years until reaching a moon and splitting it in two, then crashing onto the planet to which the moon belonged. Goku falls onto the desert ground of the planet face down, but before he can get up, the God of Destruction stomps on his back, sending Goku crashing through the entire planet with him. The two simply go from one side of the planet to the other, leaving a trail of destruction in its center before returning to space. Once in space again, Beerus grabs Goku, hurls him back to the planet, and then unleashes a powerful wave of destruction energy that obliterates the poor planet entirely. Yet it's not just that planet that disappears. The impact of the explosion also destroys some neighboring planets. As he approaches with WHIS to keep watching the fight, Vegeta notices that Beerus is genuinely furious and won't spare any effort to destroy Goku. WHIS agrees, stating that it seems Goku really wounded his pride. After the planet's explosion, Goku can be seen again, and to Beerus' surprise, he's not as injured as one might think. With only a few not-so-serious scratches on his body and a bit of blood escaping from his mouth and nose due to Beerus' punches, Goku smiles and compliments Beerus, saying that his strength and speed have increased in an impressive way. Beerus tells Goku to stop acting calm and says that he must be very concerned after seeing his power. Goku responds that in truth, he's not so surprised, since he always expected Beerus to be extremely powerful, and he knew that Beerus would never disappoint him in a fight. Beerus complains about Goku continuing to talk as if he knows him, but changes the subject and asks if Goku isn't going to transform. He says that if Goku is truly a Saiyan, given his power level, he should have power transformations, as one of the main advantages of Saiyans in their transformations. Goku tells Beerus that he's a bit different from other Saiyans, and that he has actually reached a level of understanding of his own power where he no longer needs to transform his body to access all of his power. Goku explains that he can unleash the power of all his transformations without changing his appearance. In fact, there's only one exception to this, which is his final form. Beerus says that in that case he wants to see this so-called final form of Goku, but Goku says that he doesn't need to use his full power against Beerus yet. And if Beerus wants to see his final form, he'll have to prove himself worthy. Beerus becomes very angry and asks who Goku thinks he is to say that the God of Destruction has to prove himself worthy of anything. He lunges forward with all his fury to land an attack on Goku, but to his surprise, Goku defends against the attack. Afterward, Beerus tries again, but Goku dodges the second strike and counters, pushing Beerus away. This leaves the Destroyer extremely surprised, and he asks how Goku did that, since not long ago he wasn't even able to react to his attacks. Goku says it's quite simple, he just increased his power to match Beerus. Beerus becomes furious with this revelation and asks if that means Goku was holding back in the fight all this time. Goku confirms, saying that he was, and he adds that he's still holding back since he hasn't used his final form yet. Beerus becomes crazed with anger, and while emanating his energy uncontrollably, charges at Goku, who charges back at him. The collision between the two is so intense that it creates a shockwave that spreads through space, disrupting distant planets and even affecting the gravity of nearby stars. Each punch, each blow they exchange, releases a torrent of energy that tears through the fabric of the universe around them. The battlefield becomes a scene of cosmic destruction, with energy bursts unleashed with every moment. The vacuum of space is charged with the electricity of the battle, and each of their movements caused cosmic earthquakes that rippled through entire galaxies. All the planets in the universe tremble in response, while stars briefly flicker due to the released energy. Goku and Beerus are now beyond the realm of conventional understanding, fighting on a level that defies the laws of physics. Vegeta realizes that once again Universe 7 is in danger because of this fight, and asks WHIS if Beerus doesn't care about destroying the entire universe with this battle. WHIS explains that when Beerus reaches this stage, it's because he's completely consumed by the desire for destruction, and at this point, he can't think of anything else but destroying his opponent. WHIS says that now he cares for nothing but destruction. Vegeta recalls that Beerus told him many years ago while teaching him Hakai. At that time, Beerus said that the power of destruction precisely consists of not thinking thinking about or caring about anything other than destruction. That's exactly what he's doing now. Realizing the risks the universe is facing, Goku decides to take control of the situation by blocking one of Beerus's punches, and taking advantage of this moment of contact, teleports them away from there. They reappear in a strange dimension where all that seems to exist are basic geometric shapes, like cubes, polygons, and others. But not bothered by the strangeness of the place, they continue their exchange of blows. Goku, who has been holding his breath all this time, starts to feel uncomfortable. Beerus notices this and comments that finally Goku's mortal physiology is taking its toll, but he has no intention of letting Goku go somewhere to breathe, since leaving planet Vegeta was Goku's choice. But Goku smiles and says he doesn't need permission, and then he delivers a kick to Beerus and sends him flying away, causing the Hakaishin to collide with the strange objects in that dimension and destroy hundreds of them. After that, Goku performs the teleportation. On planet Vegeta, Yamoshi, Kakarot, and King Vegeta are still in the same spot they were when the others left. At that moment, they can only feel the impacts of the ongoing battle through the cosmic tremors that have also affected planet Vegeta. All three of them are completely shocked by everything that happened, and they fear for the destruction of the entire universe. Suddenly, they're startled when Goku appears there through a teleportation. Goku starts breathing deeply while showing a relieved expression. They ask him what the hell is going on, but Goku responds that there's no time to explain yet, and then simply teleports away again. When he reappears in that dimension, at first he doesn't see Beerus, but shortly afterward, he notices a gigantic spear of energy approaching from behind him, destroying many of the geometric objects in that dimension. Goku dodges the energy spear and then has to defend against a strike from Beerus that follows right after. As they resume exchanging blows, it's evident that Beerus is extremely furious, and he demands to know how Goku dares to keep him waiting for those seconds. Beerus throws a punch filled with rage at Goku, and both the power and speed of this attack catches Goku off guard. Goku counters the punch with one of his own, and when their fists collide, that dimension shatters. They find themselves in an extremely chaotic world full of demons. Ignoring the change of scenery, Beerus charges at Goku with an endless sequence of strikes, forcing Goku to retreat while trying to defend and counter. Goku notices that Beerus's power is still increasing, and he's impressed by this. Beerus finds an opening and lands a kick on Goku, sending him flying. But before Goku gets too far, Beerus extends his hand and stops him using telekinetic force. When Goku stops, the Hakaishin pulls him back while winding up a forceful punch. At the same time, various demons in that world approach them, craving their blood and flesh. However, when Goku reaches Beerus, the god of destruction hit him with a powerful punch to the chest, and the impact of that punch obliterates all those demons around him, causing their bodies to disintegrate in the air. After taking that blow, Goku is momentarily paralyzed due to the pain, and shortly afterward, he coughs up his own blood. Taking advantage of this moment, Beerus capitalizes on their proximity and contact, opens the hand that already on Goku's chest, releasing an aura of destruction energy that envelopes Goku's body and immobilizes him. After doing this, the Hakaishin steps back and tells Goku that the fight was very interesting, and that he hadn't had that much fun in countless years, but unfortunately it's time to end it. Beerus shouts, "Hakai!" and a massive explosion occurs. Beerus smiles, already considering himself victorious. However, in the next second, he's completely shocked to see that Goku is still alive and intact, despite some injuries. Goku breathes a sigh of relief and tells Beerus that if he hadn't increased his power in the last instant, he would have been torn apart. Beerus asks how the hell that could be possible. He insists that attack had enough power to eliminate any god of destruction without a shadow of a doubt. Goku responds that unfortunately for Beerus, he'll have to try a bit harder than that. Goku points his hand at Beerus, and to Beerus's complete shock, the Hakaishin is completely paralyzed by the psychic strength of the Saiyan. After doing this, Goku says it's time to return the favor with that punch. He pulls Beerus toward him while simultaneously moving toward Beerus at full speed, preparing a punch charged with an immense amount of force. When they finally collide, Goku unleashes a punch with an absurd amount of force to Beerus's chest, and the force of the punch is so enormous, that the entire demonic dimension is utterly destroyed, and all that's left is a vast blank space where Goku keeps his fist pressed against Beerus's chest. Beerus coughs up a large amount of blood, paralyzed by the pain. After landing this attack on Beerus, Goku steps back to give him space and time to recover. For a few seconds, Beerus remains motionless with an expression that seems to mix with intense pain with profound shock. But after these seconds, he had to assimilate the situation. The god of destruction snapped back into consciousness with tremendous fury, beginning to unleash an even more intense and sinister energy. Now the energy radiating from the god of destruction is even more oppressive, and his presence is overwhelming. Vegeta and WHIS finally arrive in that dimension again thanks to Vegeta's teleportation, who complains that Goku and Beerus are shifting from one place to another so rapidly that it's hard to keep up. When they arrive and realize the stage Beerus is at now, the two are greatly surprised. Vegeta notices that the bloodlust Beerus is displaying is even greater, and he feels that he's facing a primitive beast of pure energy. WHIS comments that he's never seen Beerus reach such a level of fury, and it seems like now he's truly going all out. Goku also seems to understand that things are more serious than ever now, and he looks at Beerus with a serious expression. Goku suggests to Beerus that they should go to the world of Void, where they can fight without any concerns. Beerus responds by saying that at that moment he doesn't care about anything at all, but says that if that will make Goku fight more seriously, then they can do it. Goku takes them there in an instant using teleportation, and they are immediately followed by Vegeta and WHIS, again thanks to Vegeta's teleportation. Without wasting any time, as soon as they arrive in the world of Void, Beerus attacks. He reaches Goku, releasing a sequence of completely furious attacks, of which Goku defends and dodges with great difficulty. But Goku doesn't let this disadvantage last for long, and he immediately raises his power to balance with his opponents. They exchange an incredibly rapid sequence of blows, each punch and kick unleashing explosions of energy that create devastating shockwaves. Goku manages to land a very strong attack on Beerus, who clearly feels a lot of pain. However, surprising Goku with increased strength and speed, Beerus immediately counters with an even stronger attack that also inflicts a lot of pain on Goku. After landing this attack on him, Beerus gains the advantage once again, but this advantage doesn't last long, as Goku raises his ki again and manages to hit Beerus. However, once again the power of the destroyer grows, and he lands another blow on Goku, regaining the upper hand. Seeing all of this, Vegeta is greatly surprised and asks WHIS how Beerus is becoming so much stronger so quickly. WHIS says that Beerus' fighting spirit has been elevated to the maximum, and the more Goku pushes him, the more he succumbs to the chaos of battle and destruction, and the stronger he becomes. This is even more extreme when Beerus takes an attack from Goku, as the excruciating pain from the Saiyan's attacks drives him further into a frenzy of battle. Vegeta compares this to what happens when he's using Ultra Ego, though it seems that Beerus uses this concept much more effectively, which is to be expected, since unlike him, Beerus has no moral barriers when it comes to destruction. WHIS explains that since becoming a Hakaishin, Beerus has been training to evolve these concepts, and over time he shed more and more of the moral restraints he had when he was just a mortal. The result is that he's reached a state of great moral neutrality, and this has helped him with both Ultra Instinct and his power of destruction. In the case of Ultra Instinct, Beerus was unable to fully master the technique due to his difficult personality. For him, completely letting go of any emotion and maintaining a constant state of neutrality is simply impossible. However, in the case of the power of destruction, Beerus excelled much more, as it's inherent to his nature to surrender to fury when necessary, especially when his immense pride is wounded. WHIS concludes his explanation by saying that among all the gods of destruction, Beerus is undoubtedly the most powerful. After hearing everything WHIS has just explained, Vegeta understands why this reality's Beerus is stronger than the Beerus in his own reality. The reason is that this version of Beerus never stopped training. In other words, this Beerus is at the peak that the Beerus he knows should be at. Goku and Beerus clash once again, their auras of power colliding in a spectacular manner. They separate for a brief moment, both gasping for breath, but the determination in their eyes is unwavering. The battle so far has only fueled the thirst for victory in both of them. Beerus smiles widely, baring his teeth as his aura expands even further. He advances once again, launching a series of brutal attacks towards Goku, who struggles to dodge and block. Each of Beerus's blows is an explosion of pure energy capable of shattering entire planets. However, Goku is no longer just defending, he's raising his power once again and manages to respond to the destroyer's attacks. Goku's strikes are now more precise, faster, and loaded with unmatched power. He's not only reacting, but also counter-reacting with determination. A powerful blow from Goku manages to hit Beerus, causing the destroyer to slightly recoil and grunt in pain. But before Goku can capitalize on this advantage, Beerus retaliates with even greater force, hitting Goku with a devastating blow that makes him scream in pain and be thrown through the air. Goku regains balance in the air and unleashes a majestic wave of power toward Beerus. The destroyer manages to defend himself, but the impact of the explosion forces him to retreat. Goku seizes the opportunity to approach again, exchanging a series of rapid and powerful blows with Beerus. The energy released by these strikes creates a whirlwind of power around them. While watching, Vegeta can't help but be impressed by Beerus's performance, and says that he has truly reached the pinnacle of the power of destruction. However, this is still insufficient before the Shinken. As they exchange blows, Goku begins to land more attacks on Beerus, Beerus, who as he receives these blows increases his power even more. However, even as he increases his power, Beerus can no longer retaliate, and he increasingly receives stronger and more precise attacks from Goku that cause significant damage to his body. Beerus becomes very frustrated and irritated because even though he's giving it everything he has, he can no longer land a hit on Goku. He asks why this is happening and why he can't hit Goku anymore. While continuing the battle with the Hakaishin, Goku compliments Beerus, saying that he's incredible, even more than he imagined. He states that Beerus has truly reached the pinnacle of power as a god of destruction, and if anyone represents this class well, it's him. However, dodging a strike from Beerus, Goku lands a direct hit to his abdomen, hitting so hard that he actually dents Beerus' body. With his hand sunk into the destroyer's belly, Goku continues speaking, saying that while Beerus represents the ultimate power of a god of destruction, the level of power he has achieved goes far beyond that. Beerus interrupts Goku's speech, trying to counter with a retaliatory strike, but Goku once again dodges and responds with a punch to the face that also dents the cat god's face. While Beerus is stunned by his attack, Goku continues speaking, explaining that since he attained the Shinken, he is far beyond those traditional scales of power, and simple concepts like surrendering to fury and destruction are insufficient to reach his level of power. Beerus becomes completely furious upon hearing this, and recovering from the stun of the punch he just took, he backs away from Goku and begins concentrating all his power into an attack. He shouts at Goku to never underestimate the power of a god of destruction. Beerus yells, "Hakai!" and then an incredibly powerful beam of purple energy cuts through the empty space towards Goku, who, as he watches the attack approaching, sighs as he realizes that Beerus still hasn't understood what he means, and he decides that he will show him. In the next moment, a massive explosion occurs in the void of the world of emptiness, an explosion containing such a ridiculously high amount of power that even that world's reality barriers are shaken, with countless dimensional rifts emerging from the shockwave that reverberates throughout that dimension. And when the explosion subsides, Beerus realizes that Goku is simply unscathed, but something is different about him. A new form has just been revealed, his supreme form. Beerus is shocked to understand that the simple release of Goku's power in that transformation was enough to overpower that attack containing the rest of his power. WHIS, seeing that form, comprehends what is happening. Goku has indeed achieved the Shinken, the supreme understanding of power, and in his case, his form using the Shinken is represented by his greatest ability, Ultra Instinct. In other words, that is Goku's supreme form of Ultra Instinct, something not even he, WHIS, has achieved yet. Vegeta confirms everything the angel says and states that for many decades, Goku trained diligently to reach that stage, and thanks to the help of their own WHIS from their reality, he succeeded. Seeing that form before him, Beerus immediately understands that this is a completely superior and supreme level, something that no matter how hard he tries, he won't be able to defeat. Finally realizing that this was a lost battle, the Universe 7's God of Destruction gives up, returning to his base form. Goku also regresses to his base form and then mentions that at least Beerus achieved what he wanted, which was to make him reveal his final form. But Beerus retorts that Goku only showed his transformation to make him realize everything and stop the fight. He wasn't actually forced to use that power. Seeing that it's all over, WHIS and Vegeta approach the two. WHIS suggests that now that everything is fine, they can stop and talk a bit about what's happening. Beerus agrees and expresses his curiosity about who Goku and Vegeta are, and how they can be so powerful as mere Saiyans. Goku agrees to explain everything to them, but Vegeta notices that among the dimensional rifts that were opened during Goku and Beerus' battle, there's one in particular that is identical to the one that opened when he and Goku were transported to this alternate reality. At that moment, Vegeta grabs Goku and carries him while stating they need to leave before the dimension rift closes. Beerus and WHIS obviously don't understand what's happening. As Vegeta carries him, Goku, somewhat embarrassed, bids them farewell and thanks them for the fight. And then the two enter the small dimensional rift and disappear completely. Beerus and WHIS remain silent, trying to process what just happened. Beerus asks WHIS if he thinks they'll come back. "Who knows?" the angel responds. A beam of light opens up in a forest, and from this beam of light emerge Goku and Vegeta. When they look around, they immediately realize they are on Earth and become very happy, believing that it worked and they finally returned. But suddenly their attention is drawn as they sense a very powerful key approaching, and the owner of that powerful key leaps from one of the trees and lands near them. The one who just landed, wielding a magical staff, points the staff at Goku and Vegeta, ordering them to identify themselves immediately. For a moment, Goku and Vegeta are so shocked that they don't say anything, and they simply observe the strange being that just appeared. However, upon noticing the curious being holding the magical staff, Goku's childhood image comes to mind, and at that moment he freaks out, exclaiming that he turned into a monkey. A few hours ago, in the place of the Supreme Almighty God, the Zenos are bored and complaining to Shinken that there's nothing to entertain them and life is so dull. But Shinken says it's quite a coincidence that the Zenos are saying this right now because at this very moment, there is a visitor wanting to speak to them. Obviously, the Zenos become curious and ask who this visitor is, and then the little monkey enters their hall. When they see the monkey, the Zenos become very happy and start playing with him as if they were old friends. After they greet each other, the little monkey says that the Zenos must already know why he's here. The Zenos say yes, and deduce that if he's there, it's time for a new tournament of power. The monkey agrees with an excited smile on his face. In the current moment, as soon as they arrive on Earth, Goku and Vegeta are very relieved, thinking they have finally returned home. But they are startled when they sense a powerful key, and the owner of that powerful key jumps out from among the trees and lands near them. This person is a very peculiar being, a humanoid monkey, and to Goku's surprise, this monkey is carrying the power pole and has a combat posture absolutely identical to the one Goku had when he was a child. The little monkey who just arrived points the stick at Goku and Vegeta, ordering them to identify themselves immediately. For a moment, Goku and Vegeta are so shocked that they don't say anything and just observe this strange being that has appeared. But as Goku looks at the curious being holding the power pole, memories of his childhood come to mind. Then looking around, Goku realizes that they are on Mount Paozu. Connecting the dots, Goku simply freaks out, screaming in terror that he has turned into a monkey. The monkey hears what Goku just shouted and responds by saying he doesn't know what Goku is talking about. Goku asks for the name of this little monkey and he says his name is Sun Wukong. Goku and Vegeta immediately associate the name Sun Wukong with Son Goku, noting the irony of their similarity. Son Wukong tells Goku and Vegeta that they are invading his kingdom and orders them to introduce themselves immediately. Vegeta asks what kingdom this is and if he is the king of Earth. Son Wukong says no, he's not the king of Earth, but he is the king of Mount Paozu. Goku laughs at this and says that wanting to be the king of the mountain is kind of ridiculous. At this point, Son Wukong becomes very irritated by what Goku just said, and without any warning he extends the power pole while launching an attack at Goku. But thanks to the keen reflexes of Ultra Instinct, Goku reacts by ducking, causing the stick, which was meant to hit him, to hit Vegeta instead. The force of the attack is so great that Vegeta is simply sent hundreds of kilometers away, destroying countless trees in the forest. Goku is very scared by this and says it was a close call, and then he asks why Son Wukong did that. But the Monkey King doesn't want to talk, and right after hitting Vegeta, he charges at Goku with Bloodlust. Goku was completely surprised by Son Wukong's explosive reaction. He quickly jumped back, avoiding a strike that when it hit the ground simply pulverized the ground with such force, creating an impact explosion that left a gigantic crater in the terrain. Goku comically freaks out that such a cute-looking little monkey has the kind of attack power. Son Wukong wastes no time and continues to advance an attack. Goku skillfully dodges the monkey's attacks while trying to defuse the situation, with a forced smile on his face telling the monkey that he doesn't need to be so angry, and they don't want to hurt him. But Son Wukong completely ignores him and tries a stronger attack, swinging his stick horizontally at Goku's head. Goku dodges by arching his back, almost hitting the back of his head on the ground. He watches as the stick passes over him, and the pressure of the attack creates a shockwave that destroys dozens of trees within hundreds of meters behind him. After avoiding the strike, Goku performs several acrobatics to distance himself. Son Wukong prepares more attacks with his stick, but to his surprise, Vegeta returns in a fit of rage, delivering a flying kick right to the monkey's face, sending him flying for several kilometers, destroying hundreds of trees along the way. Goku tells Vegeta to calm down, saying he didn't need to attack like that. But Vegeta says that miserable creature started it, and then he unleashes a Big Bang attack towards Son Wukong, causing massive destruction in the area upon impact. Goku complains about it, saying Vegeta might have killed him, but they soon realize that's not true when the smoke dissipates and they see that Son Wukong defended himself with an energy shield. Vegeta is surprised that he could defend against such an attack, and then Son Wukong taunts him by showing his butt and calling him weak. Vegeta is completely furious with this and flies at an ultra high speed toward the monkey, preparing an extremely powerful punch to hit him. But then suddenly Vegeta is surprised when something falls from the sky toward him like a fireball. Vegeta manages to react by stopping his flight and retreating, allowing the fireball to hit the ground, causing a huge explosion. But Vegeta's biggest surprise isn't the fireball itself, but its identity. The one who has just arrived is another monkey, but this monkey simply has hair identical to Vegeta's and wears Saiyan armor. The moment Goku lays eyes on the monkey, he screams in shock, saying that this monkey is Vegeta. Vegeta looks at him in disbelief, saying this can't be happening. Son Wukong approaches this other monkey who has just appeared and thanks him, calling him Vegeta. Monkey Vegeta says he felt the energy and tremors of this fight from West City and leaped over here. After saying that, he asks what's going on. Sun Wukong says he doesn't know either, and only mentions that these guys appeared out of nowhere and insulted him for being a monkey. Monkey Vegeta is outraged by this and angrily asks what's wrong with being a monkey. Goku tries to explain that there's nothing wrong with it and that it was all a misunderstanding, but God Vegeta, not having the same patience, yells that this is absolutely ridiculous. But Monkey Vegeta says ridiculous is him, who copied his hairstyle. Vegeta says he didn't copy any hairstyle and that the ridiculous one is the monkey. Monkey Vegeta says he's the Saiyan Prince and won't tolerate hearing these insults. Vegeta is caught off guard by this statement, and his moment of surprise is enough for Monkey Vegeta to leap at lightning speed and deliver a powerful punch right in the middle of God Vegeta's face, sending him flying again. After doing that, Monkey Vegeta tells Sun Wukong that he's going after the short guy, and that the other one with the idiotic face is all his. After saying that, Monkey Vegeta leaps away with an unbelievably powerful jump, covering an incredible distance at an extremely high speed. His leap ends when he lands with a stomp on God Vegeta, who had just gotten up from the ground after his last attack, but is sent back down, this time creating a hole in the terrain. After stepping on God Vegeta, Monkey Vegeta takes a leap backward to distance himself, and with great anger he says that he will make God Vegeta regret offending his pride and copying his look. The God of Destruction gets up very irritated, telling him to stop saying ridiculous things. Meanwhile, Goku watches everything from a distance, completely surprised by everything that's happening and also by the incredible strength of this Monkey Vegeta. But he doesn't have much time to marvel, as the power pole extends in his direction for a thrust at his head, which Goku needs to dodge. Sun Wukong says it's better for him not to get distracted or else he will regret it. Goku smiles and says that if he doesn't want to listen peacefully, he'll be happy to make him listen forcefully. Sun Wukong attacks Goku again, who skillfully dodges all the attacks like a true master of martial arts, letting his body movement flow naturally thanks to Ultra Instinct. Wukong tries to attack from the sides, below, above, behind, vertically, diagonally, horizontally, but simply nothing the monkey does manages to hit old Goku. Sun Wukong gets irritated with this and asks how long he plans to just keep dodging attacks. Goku says that if Wukong insists, he can react as well. And at that moment, Goku reacts by dodging one of Wukong's attacks, grabbing the power pole, and in an extremely technical and skillful move, he disarms Sun Wukong while tossing him away and keeping the power pole in his hands. While Sun Wukong gets very angry without his stick, Goku laughs, saying he's not the only one who knows how to use the power pole. Sun Wukong says that in that case, they can see who's better at handling the pole. And then he plucks one of his body hairs, and in a magic trick, turns it into another power pole. Goku is impressed by this, saying it's incredible. A gigantic explosion happens in the middle of the forest, and from the midst of this explosion emerges Monkey Vegeta, who falls from the sky to the ground, reasonably injured. He's quite irritated and surprised, muttering to himself that this other guy is really powerful and has incredible brute strength. God Vegeta emerges from the smoke shortly after, flying toward the monkey with bloodlust, landing a series of attacks on him while pushing the primate through the forest, destroying everything in their path. At one point, Monkey Vegeta manages to stop God Vegeta's endless sequence of strikes by hitting him with a tail swipe. And after pushing the Hakaishin away with a tail strike, he fires a final flash at God Vegeta, who, despite being surprised to see his attack being used again by someone else, manages to dodge and respond with a Gallic gun, which surprises Monkey Vegeta, but he also manages to dodge. But as he dodges, he inadvertently leaves an opening for God Vegeta to approach again with another sequence of blows. After landing dozens of blows that stun Monkey Vegeta, God Vegeta prepares a much more powerful punch, intending to eliminate the opponent once and for all. But to the surprise of the God of Destruction, the monkey defends against the punch. Vegeta asks in surprise how this can be and says that judging by the monkey's power, this blow should have finished him. But as he begins to simply grow in size, Monkey Vegeta responds by saying that if he thinks he's seen all of his power, he's sorely mistaken. Understanding what's happening, Vegeta becomes even more impatient, saying this is the final straw to complete the circus. Goku and Sun Wukong exchange several blows with the power poles, each wielding the stick with incredible technique and skill. As they exchange blows, each begins to apply more force and speed. The speed is such that their blows become mostly invisible, and the force is such that with each collision of the staffs, shockwave ripples throughout the entire region. While they fight, Sun Wukong praises Goku, saying his skill with the pole is amazing. Goku responds by explaining that it's because he trained a lot with it since childhood. At one point, Goku dodges an attack from Sun Wukong that's aimed for his legs by making a high jump. But Sun Wukong follows him by planting his stick on the ground and extending it. thus reaching Goku and landing an attack on him that sends Goku flying. After doing that, he shoots an energy wave from one of his hands that would surely hit Goku, but Goku escapes with instant transmission behind him and tries an attack from above with the stick that would definitely give Wukong a massive headache. However, the monkey is smarter, and pointing his hand at Goku's stick makes it disappear. Goku was surprised that the staff disappeared from his hands, and soon after he was even more surprised when a flying Nimbus arrived from behind, hitting and pushing him. After that, Sun Wukong mounts the Nimbus and says that if Goku wants to fight while flying, he could do that too. Goku is very surprised to see the Nimbus there and even speaks nostalgically saying he misses it. Goku is very surprised at this point and uses instant transmission again, and to Sun Wukong's complete surprise, he reappears behind him seated on the flying Nimbus. Sun Wukong gets such a big fright that he involuntarily jumps from the Nimbus and falls to the ground. Goku approaches with the Nimbus, getting closer, asking if he's okay. Sun Wukong is completely surprised, unable to believe that someone other than him can fly on the flying Nimbus. Goku explains that he also used the flying Nimbus a lot in the past, but didn't use it too much after learning to fly. Sun Wukong says that if he can ride the Nimbus, it means he definitely is not someone with bad intentions, so they don't need to fight. But their attention is drawn elsewhere when they see an Ozaru grow in the middle of the forest. Goku is very surprised to see an Ozaru there, since he never expected that. On the other hand, Wukong is not surprised and says that Vegeta must have gotten angry about something. The one who transformed into the Ozaru is Monkey Vegeta, who has God Vegeta in one of his hands and throws him with all his strength towards a mountain. And after the Hakaishin hits the mountain, the monkey unleashes a massive energy wave from his mouth, which, when it hits the mountain, obliterates it completely. Monkey Vegeta smiles, saying that after an attack like that, the imposter surely died. But of course, it wouldn't be that easy, and shortly after, the God of Destruction emerges from the curtain of smoke and dust, emanating an absurd amount of energy. The God Vegeta is now genuinely furious and tells Monkey Vegeta to prepare himself, because from now on he's going to get really serious. The Saiyan Monkey laughs and tells him to bring it on, promising that in a few seconds, he'll be more squashed than banana mush. The God of Destruction was about to attack with everything he had, but Goku teleports in front of him, telling him to stop. At the same time, Sun Wukong approaches Monkey Vegeta with the flying Nimbus and also tells him to stop. Neither God Vegeta nor Monkey Vegeta want to stop, as the God states that it's too ridiculous for him to accept those attacks from that monkey, while the monkey says that his pride was wounded by that imposter. But in the end, with Goku and Wukong's insistence, they give up on fighting. After the situation calms down, Monkey Vegeta has returned to his base form, and he, Wukong, Goku, and God Vegeta talk in the middle of the devastated forest. Goku and Vegeta explain the whole situation, who they are, how they left their reality for another dimension, and how they arrived in this dimension now. Sun Wukong and Monkey Vegeta find the story a bit bizarre, but don't doubt its authenticity. Goku and God Vegeta ask them to tell a bit more about this world, and then they explain the whole story to them. Basically, the history of this world is not much different from their own world. In this world, Frieza also destroyed planet Vegeta, and Goku was sent to Earth by his parents before the planet's destruction. So all the events happen basically the same way as in Goku and Vegeta's reality. The difference is that at this moment, it's been just over a year since the Cell Max attack, while in Goku and Vegeta's reality, this happened decades ago. Another major difference between these realities seem to be the appearance of Saiyans, who in this reality are humanoid monkeys. God Vegeta asks where Broly, Beerus, and WHIS are, and they say they are all on Beerus's planet. In fact, they were there just a short while ago, but they had been away for a long time, so they decided to return to spend some time with their wives, and also Sun Wukong wanted to do something that Beerus would definitely not allow, so he also wanted to get away from there because of that. Goku became curious about what this thing that Sun Wukong wanted to do and needed to hide from Beerus was, but God Vegeta says that none of that matters to them, and what really matters is figuring out what's going on and finding a way back to their world. Monkey Vegeta suggests that Goku and God Vegeta could ask Shenron about what's going on and if there's any solution to it. Goku and God Vegeta like that idea and decide they will gather the Dragon Balls. Wukong mentions that lately Bulma has been using the orbs for making foolish wishes, and this is a bit dangerous because there might come a time when they need the Dragon Balls, so they can't use them because they are inactive due to one of Bulma's silly wishes. So they decided to distribute the Dragon Balls among their friends to prevent her from collecting them all. Wukong says they will have to go to their companions and ask for the Dragon Balls, but this won't be a problem since the Dragon Balls are safe with their friends and are easier to find. First, Goku, God Vegeta, Sun Wukong, and Monkey Vegeta all go to Sun Wukong's house, where Goku and Vegeta are completely shocked to see that Goten is a monkey man. They discover the same is true for Gohan, Trunks, and Bulla. After retrieving the 4-star Dragon Ball stored in Wukong's house, they go to Capsule Corporation, where God Vegeta becomes very angry when he sees Bulma with another husband. This time is monkey version. Bulma has one of the Dragon Balls, and understanding the situation, she agrees to give the Dragon Ball to them. Monkey Vegeta decides to stay at home and continue training, while Wukong decides to accompany Goku and God Vegeta on their journey. Their next stop is Kame House, where they are surprised to discover that Master Roshi is a humanoid turtle. Despite the different appearance, Master Roshi maintains his perverted personality as he agrees to give them the Dragon Ball in his possession only if they find a very young and beautiful woman to serve in his house. Vegeta gets angry and impatient with this requirement and threatens Master Roshi to give them the orb, and since Master Roshi doesn't want to die, he simply obeys. After that, they head to the mountains where they find another Dragon Ball in a large cave where Tien and Chiaotzu live. Interestingly, there is a village nearby where people worship Tien as if he were a god. This is due to his third eye, which is considered a great blessing and a divine gift. Tien willingly gives them the Dragon Ball since it was a request from Wukong. They then head to a mountainous region not far from where Tien was, and in this mountainous region, there is a large Shaolin temple with Krillin as the master. Despite being a monk in this reality, Krillin was not very faithful to his duties, and even secretly married Android 18 without the knowledge of the temple monks. Obviously, Krillin doesn't refuse to hand over the Dragon Ball since it's a request from Wukong, his best friend. Their next destination is a forest where a werewolf kept chasing women from the villages wanting to date them. And this werewolf was Yamcha. When they ask Yamcha for the Dragon Ball, he also doesn't refuse to give it. To get the last Dragon Ball, they go to Piccolo's house, who apparently has nothing different from their reality's Namekian. Among all of Wukong's friends, Piccolo is the most skeptical and suspicious of the visitors. But despite all his skepticism, he agrees to hand over the Dragon Ball, trusting Wukong. After this journey across planet Earth, they finally have all the Dragon Balls gathered. And now they can finally summon Shenron and find out if he can at least explain what the heck is going on. But at the moment they were about to do that, Sun Wukong receives a call, and this call is from none other than the Grand Minister, who informs him that the Tournament of Power will start in a few minutes, and he has to go. At this moment, Wukong is completely surprised, remembering in a panic that he had requested a new tournament, and that it was supposed to happen today. Wukong apologizes to Goku and Vegeta, saying he forgot that he simply had a Tournament of Power to attend and forgot to notify everyone. Then he asks if Goku and Vegeta would like to be on his team. Obviously, Goku and Vegeta are completely shocked by the randomness of this request, but without even thinking twice, Goku agrees. Vegeta, on the other hand, is more cautious and wants to know more about this Tournament of Power story. Sun Wukong explains that lately it's been difficult to find truly challenging battles and he's getting bored because of it. So he decided to request a new Tournament of Power, this time involving all the universes. Vegeta asks what he means by that, since from what he understood from this timeline, Wukong should have faced Gas and Granola not too long ago. But Wukong says they weren't much of a challenge for him either. This surprises Goku and Vegeta, as if Gas and Granola were the challenge for him, it means he's much stronger than they were at the same time in their timeline. It also means that neither Wukong nor Monkey Vegeta probably used their full power in their fight. But there's no time for conversation, and Wukong says they need to go get Monkey Vegeta immediately, since they need 4 people for the team. Goku handles this in an instant, using instant transmission to Capsule Corporation and bringing Monkey Vegeta back in 1 second. Obviously, Monkey Vegeta doesn't understand what's happening, and Sun Wukong explains everything in a few seconds. The Primate Vegeta is furious that Wukong didn't say anything, but there's no time for complaints because suddenly they are all teleported from there, going straight to the Tournament of Power area. The author of this sudden teleportation was Shinken, who teleported not only them, but also the gods of all the universes and the mortals participating in the competition. When all the gods and participants realize the arrival of Universe 7's team, they are completely outraged, looking at them with anger in their eyes. But no one is more outraged than Beerus, who advances on Sun Wukong, choking him and asking if he has gone completely insane. Only after a while does Beerus realize that there are 2 strange people there, Goku and Vegeta, and he asks who they are. What particularly catches their attention is Vegeta, as he is wearing a God of Destruction costume. But since all the gods know each other and know that Vegeta is not among the Hakaishins or their apprentices, they think he is just a phony trying to pass as a God of Destruction. So they consider him a joke. But Beerus doesn't find it funny and asks who these guys are and why he doesn't know them. Wukong responds that they are just friends they recently made. Beerus asks if he has completely lost his mind, and says he must have gone crazy to bring 2 strangers into something like this. But Wukong assures that these 2 guys are the best possible participants he could get for their team. While Beerus and Wukong argue, Goku and Vegeta notice something else. There are 16 gods of destruction there, and also participants that have never seen in the tournament they participated in. So in this reality, all 16 universes still exist. But before they can understand what happened differently there, Shinken begins to explain the rules of the tournament. The rules are basically the same as in Goku and Vegeta's reality. It'll be a battle royale where the objective is to eliminate all participants participants from the arena. Defeated universes will be erased, and the winner will have the right to make a wish to Super Shenron. It's only at this moment that Goku and Vegeta seem to pay attention to what Sun Wukong did, and they ask if he really requested it on a tournament and put all the universes at risk just for a fun fight. Sun Wukong confirms, but he says it's no problem because he's sure to win and bring all the universes back. But even Monkey Vegeta can't support his friend's decision, saying he's irresponsible. Looking around, Goku and God Vegeta see many familiar faces from the tournament they participated in, such as Jiren, Hit, the Saiyan trio from Universe 6, and others. Goku comments to Vegeta that it's kind of nostalgic to see all those people there, and it's been decades since they saw them. Goku also says that probably all these guys have the same level they would have had if a second tournament of power had happened in their timeline, so he's curious to see everyone's power. But Vegeta is not as interested in that and tells Goku they should be concerned about getting back to their own reality instead of getting involved in other people's problems. But Goku responds by saying that Vegeta is just being grumpy, as in the end he's there, which means he wants to participate too. Vegeta has no response to that. He just stays silent with a grumpy face. After explaining the rules, Shinken teleports all the gods and angels to the stands, leaving only the participants in the arena, which means it's time for the tournament to begin. When the start is announced, unlike what happened in the Tournament of Power in Goku and God Vegeta's reality, the participants don't move. Unlike the tournament Goku and God Vegeta participated in, they don't engage in multiple frantic battles among themselves. Instead, they stand still, facing Universe 7's team. Of course, the participants from Universe 7 understand that this is not good. The participants look at them with angry eyes and blame them for what's happening. They say that since Sun Wukong wanted to put all the universes at risk, they will eliminate his universe first. This reaction is a bit unexpected, but Sun Wukong says that if that's the case, everyone can come at him. And they do! All the participants from all universes come at them all at once! Sun Wukong tells his friends to duck, and then he starts spinning the power pole wildly above his head while extending it. The stick, like a helicopter propeller, hits the advancing participants and pushes them away. But his consecutive spins have to be stopped when an energy sphere is launched and Sun Wukong needs to dodge. The one who launches this powerful sphere was Jiren, who after getting the opponent's attention, says that finally he and Sun Wukong can have their rematch. At the same time, Toppo advances against Monkey Vegeta and they begin exchanging blows, while Universe 11's apprentice Hakaishin says that this time it won't be like the last, and the monkey responds by saying that's what they'll see. Goku and God Vegeta feel a bit uncomfortable with this because it seems that nobody cares about them. But finally someone comes in their direction, and it's Ribrianne, Sankaku, and Su Rose, the love trio. God Vegeta is very angry that these annoying women want to fight them, so he just points his hand at them and releases an energy sphere that when it hits them creates a powerful explosion that throws the three out of the arena. After that, Jimizu, the yard rat from Universe 2, starts making several teleports around Goku, feinting attacks, but Goku simply points his finger at him and then points another one out of the arena. And at that moment, Jimizu teleports simply changes course, teleporting him out of the arena. Goku laughs while telling him that his teleport level is a bit better. With Jimizu eliminated, Universe 2 loses the competition in less than 1 minute, and then the Universe of Love is erased. The next second, Goku is already being attacked by the beastly trio from Universe 9, Bergamo, Basil, and Lavender. But despite the well-coordinated attacks of the trio, Goku easily dodges using his Ultra Instinct. At one point, Goku holds a powerful kick from Basil with one hand, and a poison claw from Lavender with the other. And when Bergamo attacks with all his might thinking he got an opening, Goku simply throws both companions of his with such force that the three cross the entire arena and fall. Hop, the feline woman from the team, tries to attack Goku from behind, thinking she found an opening, but he easily dodges thanks to the instinctive movement of Ultra Instinct and counterattacks with a kick that he puts minimal force into. But it's still enough to launch Hop out of the arena. With that, Universe 9 is also eliminated. Vegeta is attacked by the three Saiyans from Universe 6, Kaba, Kale, and Cauliflower. Although in Universe 7, Saiyans have the appearance of monkeys, apparently in Universe 6 they have a normal appearance. Therefore, Kaba, Kale, and Cauliflower have the same appearance as they do in Goku and God Vegeta's reality. The older Saiyan easily evades and defends himself against the three, even though Kaba and Cauliflower are already in Super Saiyan 2, and Kale is using her special transformation. Vegeta praises them, saying they've improved their skills, but also mentions that he expected a bit more. In a fraction of a second, he strikes each of them with an attack to the abdominal region, leaving them in considerable pain, despite not using much force. While the three are on the ground, Vegeta tells them that if this is all their power, they'd better give up on this fight and jump out of the arena. But when the three get up, they smile and say that this definitely isn't all their power. And at the moment, to Vegeta's surprise, Kale, Caulifla, and Kaba transform into Super Saiyan 3. Vegeta is very surprised by this, especially by Kale, as her Super Saiyan 3 is not the typical kind, but rather a special one with green hair. After transforming, they attack Vegeta, who is now being pressured by their much stronger and faster blows. In one of their attacks, Kale delivers a powerful punch that, although Vegeta defends against it, ends up leaving him vulnerable. And it's at this moment that Kaba and Caulifla advance simultaneously with a double flying kick to his chest, sending Vegeta flying. And after Kaba and Caulifla launch Vegeta away, Kale jumps in the air. She creates a huge green energy sphere and hurls it at Vegeta, creating a massive explosion in the arena. This greatly impresses Goku, who had just eliminated Universe 3's Magi Kaio with an energy blast that sent him out of the arena. Despite the massive power of the attack Kale just launched at him, Vegeta emerges almost unscathed, displaying only a few scratches on his body, much to the surprise of Universe 6's Saiyan trio. Even after receiving such a powerful attack, God Vegeta looks at the three Saiyans with a proud smile on his face, saying they have indeed evolved a lot. Monkey Vegeta, who was fighting Toppo, also feels proud to see that Kaba has also managed to transform into Super Saiyan 3. Apparently in this reality, they also have the same relationship that Kaba and God Vegeta had. Sun Wukong exchange intense blows with Jiren, now fighting with his fists instead of the power pole. He is also proud of the Saiyan trio, but this pride distracts him for a moment, and he ends up taking a punch from Jiren right in the face, being launched far away by the bald warrior. On the other side, Monkey Vegeta also takes an attack from Toppo, who also sends him flying. Sun Wukong and Monkey Vegeta collide back to back in the air. After colliding, they stand up, and shortly afterward, Jiren and Toppo approach each from one side. Jiren tells Sun Wukong to stop playing around and start fighting seriously, and Toppo says something similar to Monkey Vegeta. The Saiyan duo agrees, and then much to the shock of Goku and God Vegeta, the two monkeys transform into Super Saiyans, and now they face Jiren and Toppo with their golden fur surrounded by flames. Both Goku and God Vegeta are in shock when they see those monkeys transform into Super Saiyans. They are surprised both because it's an unexpected transformation, and because if they can transform into Super Saiyans, it means they were holding back a lot of power in their fight. This is something they had already suspected, but now becomes very clear. But who is not impressed at all is Jiren, and neither is Toppo, who tells them to stop fooling around and evolve further. Monkey Vegeta and Sun Wukong do as they said and then transform into Super Saiyan 2. Now, in addition to being golden, their fur is all spiked due to the electric currents running through their fiery auras. Once again, Goku and God Vegeta are left speechless, and Vegeta says that now they just need to transform into Super Saiyan 3 for the circus to be complete. But Sun Wukong then says that it's easy. He starts to concentrate more power, and suddenly the once short and spiked fur simply grows exponentially, turning him into a golden fur ball surrounded by an intense aura of flames and electricity. This is Super Saiyan 3. Goku and Vegeta are simply at a loss for words. Monkey Vegeta doesn't transform, so Goku asks if in this reality, Vegeta also doesn't know how to transform into Super Saiyan 3. Monkey Vegeta says no, and he never wanted to learn that transformation because it's not good for fighting, since the fur obstructs his vision. At this point, Sun Wukong reverts to his previous form, returning to Super Saiyan 2. He says that what Vegeta said is true. The fur is very inconvenient, so he doesn't use the transformation. Monkey Vegeta adds that besides Super Saiyan 3 being cumbersome in battle, it's also useless in terms of power because they have more useful forms. Monkey Vegeta indeed shows a more useful form by transforming into Super Saiyan Blue. Sun Wukong tells him not to show off, then transforms into Super Saiyan Blue as well. Toppo and Jiren get excited about this, saying that they can finally start the real fight. The battle resumes with Monkey Vegeta advancing against Toppo and Sun Wukong advancing against Jiren. As soon as they resume the battle, Toppo and Jiren start getting heavily pressured, especially Toppo. Seeing all these transformations and the way they are pressuring Jiren and Toppo, Goku and God Vegeta are now absolutely certain that Wukong and Monkey Vegeta are much more powerful than they were at the time of the Tournament of Power, and they are curious to see the extent of their powers. Kaba, Kale, and Caulifla return to attack Vegeta, while Goku is suddenly attacked by analyses, the fusion of the warriors of Universe 3, who, due to being formed before the competition, count as a single participant. While dealing with the attacks of the three younger Saiyans, Vegeta says he would like to play a little more to see the extent of their powers, but he wants to finish this quickly. Caulifla gets very angry, telling him to stop boasting as if he could defeat them at any moment, but Vegeta proves he can when, with one blow, he knocks out Kaba, sending him him out of the arena. Then he hits each of the girls with an attack, leaving them lying down. Both are very frustrated that not even the three of them could defeat that guy, but Caulifla says they still have an ace up their sleeve, and then both her and Kale put the Potara earrings on their ears, instantly generating the Super Saiyan 3 fusion, Kefla. Anilaza tries to land multiple attacks on Goku, who easily dodges all of his attacks, while playfully saying he's too slow. When he gets tired of playing with the giant, Goku charges at him, delivering a sequence of punches that simply carries the giant across the arena. And when Anilaza reaches the edge, Goku knocks him out with a punch. However, when Goku is on the edge of the arena, Daemon from Universe 4 takes advantage of his tiny size to attempt a surprise attack on Goku from behind. But Goku had already sensed the insect warrior approaching from behind and traps him in a small energy globe, similar to what Android 17 did in the past. After tossing the Universe 4 warrior out of the arena, Goku immediately realizes something and, in the last fraction of a second, turns to block an attack coming straight at his chest. A highly precise attack aimed at a vital point delivered by Universe 6's legendary assassin, Hit. After having his attack defended, Hit retreats. Goku praises Hit, saying he's as precise and clever as ever. Hit doesn't understand what he means and asks if they know each other from somewhere. Goku says he knows Hit, but Hit doesn't know him. It's a somewhat long story, but unfortunately he doesn't have time to explain. Hit agrees about not having time and then advances to attack again, this time using his time skip in a successive move, feinting several times before finally launching an attack from behind Goku. But to the assassin's surprise, it's dodged. Hit backs off again, astonished by Goku's evasion, and then he asks how he managed to predict his attacks twice, even while using time skip. Goku says he doesn't need to predict Hit's attack, he just let his body react to them. Hit mentions that he knows a similar concept, which piques Goku's curiosity a bit, but the Universe 6 warrior doesn't satisfy his curiosity, merely continuing the fight, launching several attacks against Goku using his time skip, but Goku dodges them all. Vegeta is engaged in an intense battle against Kefla Super Saiyan 3, who fires a rain of energy balls at him, which explode on the arena floor while Vegeta dodges everything. Napapa and Diem from Universe 10 try to help Kefla by firing attacks at Vegeta, but neither he nor Kefla appreciate it. So each of them fires an energy attack at the Universe 10 warriors, telling them to stay out of it and eliminating both at once. After launching several energy attacks, Kefla resorts to physical attacks, and Vegeta obviously doesn't back down, and they both start an extremely intense exchange of blows. In the stands, the gods can't believe the power of these new participants. How can two guys who came from out of nowhere have so much power? As Goku fights Hit, everyone watches with great surprise as he handles the Universe 6 assassin's attacks. His dodges are executed with absolute mastery, something that especially catches the attention of the angels, as it strongly resembles Ultra Instinct. Meanwhile, Vegeta draws the most attention from the gods of destruction, as initially, when they saw him wearing a destroyer's outfit, they thought he was just a pretender. But seeing Vegeta's level of skills, they judge that he is indeed the level of a god of destruction. Their shock intensifies when Kefla launches an extremely powerful energy attack at Vegeta, containing all her fury. However, God Vegeta calmly points his hand at the attack and shouts, "Hakai!" In the next moment, that enormous wave of power simply ceases to exist. Witnessing Hakai being used at that level leaves everyone in complete shock. After repelling Kefla's attack, Vegeta advances against her with a powerful and precise punch, which not only knocks out Kefla, but also sends her out of the arena. Next, while Goku faces Hit, he dodges dozens of Hit's attacks, all of which the Universe 6 assassin uses his time skip to try to land blows on him. But at one point, Hit manages to outmaneuver Goku with a temporal clone and land one of his attacks. Goku blocks the attack, but he ends up being trapped in Hit's time cage. After trapping Goku in the time prison, Hit smiles breathlessly, saying that after so many attacks and using his time skip countless times, he finally got Goku. However, to his complete surprise, Goku teleports out of the time prison and lands behind Hit, then kicks him out of the arena. Goku apologizes to Hit, but says that his abilities have already transcended time a long time ago. After the elimination, Universe 6 is eliminated from the tournament, to the sadness of Goku, God Vegeta, Monkey Vegeta, and Son Wukong. While the intense battle between Monkey Vegeta, Son Wukong, Toppo, and Jiren continues, Goku and God Vegeta keep dealing with the various opponents who come to defeat them. As the tournament participants cross paths, the two eliminate them with ease. In just a few minutes of competition, Universes 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, and 16 were already eliminated, and only a few warriors from Universe 1, 5, 8, 11, and 12 remained. Meanwhile, Universe 7 still had all its participants. Jiren and Toppo continued their fight against Sun Wukong and Monkey Vegeta, but they were very frustrated because they were unable to pressure the Saiyan duo. Jiren and Toppo seemed ready to go to the next level, but the battles were interrupted by the most powerful warriors from Universes 1, 5, 8, and 12. The remaining warriors from Universes 1 and 5 attacked Sun Wukong, while the remaining warriors from Universes 8 and 12 attacked Monkey Vegeta. Toppo and Jiren didn't like this at all, saying that this fight was theirs, but these four guys were not interested in individual battles. Sun Wukong and Monkey Vegeta appreciated the intervention of the four warriors because, despite enjoying their fight against Jiren and Toppo, the truth is that they were curious about the participants from universes that didn't take part in the first tournament, and from the looks of it, these four are the strongest representatives of their universes. Seeing that Wukong and Monkey Vegeta were interested in this fight, Goku and God Vegeta approached Jiren and Toppo, saying that for now, they will be their opponents. Jiren and Toppo feel slighted and say that they will show Wukong and Monkey Vegeta that Pride Troopers should not be treated this way. They declare they will demonstrate it by crushing the two companions they've acquired. After saying this, Jiren and Toppo begin to emanate an absurd amount of power, even surpassing Goku and Vegeta. Jiren reveals a new transformation where he becomes so muscular that the upper part of his attire tears, exposing extremely vascularized muscles. Around him, an intensely red aura emanates. On the other hand, Toppo intensifies the power of destruction, once again displaying his destroyer form, but this time with much more power. Although taken aback by the amount of power Jiren and Toppo are displaying, Goku and Vegeta are pleased because they realize how much they've evolved for this competition. This means that this battle should be a lot of fun. After having their fights against Jiren and Toppo interrupted, Sun Wukong and Monkey Vegeta faced the remaining participants from Universes 1, 5, 8, and 12. The representatives of Universes 1 and 5 are facing Wukong, while the representatives of Universes 8 and 12 are facing Monkey Vegeta. Both Wukong and Monkey Vegeta are transformed into Super Saiyan Blue, while their opponents have no apparent transformations, but it's evident that they are very powerful. Sun Wukong remembers that in the first tournament of power, these four universes did not participate because they were above the mortal average and they were exempted from participating. But ever since then, he has been curious to know the power level of the warriors from these universes. Monkey Vegeta agrees, saying that he has always wanted to face the most powerful universes as well. Old Goku and God Vegeta also had this curiosity as they never had the opportunity to participate in a new tournament of power, despite many years passing since the first one. They expressed their desire to find out how strong the warriors from the universes with the highest averages are. However, Jiren and Toppo are not happy with all this interest in the other warriors. They feel diminished and ignored in this situation. The first to take action is Jiren, who without any warning moves toward Goku with incredible speed and attempts a powerful punch. Thanks to the keen reflexes of Ultra Instinct, Goku dodges the attack but sees the entire ground behind him being destroyed by the impact of Jiren's punch in the air, and he finds it incredible. After dodging, Goku moves away from Jiren and mentions that Jiren was already very powerful in the first tournament of power, but it seems he has surpassed himself now. As he shows off his bulging muscles that have grown so much that they tore his uniform, Jiren promises that they will all regret ignoring him. Goku smiles and comments that despite being a fair warrior, Jiren lets his pride get the better of him at times, as it's not cool to attack a distracted opponent like he just did. But Jiren responds by saying that there is no room for distractions in a battle, so he did nothing wrong. He once again advances against Goku with an even more powerful punch, but to everyone's surprise, Goku doesn't dodge it. Instead, he receives it head-on, countering with a punch. When their fists collide, a huge shockwave is created in the arena, demonstrating the equality of their powers. Jiren is surprised by this, as until recently, Goku didn't seem to have this much power. Goku explains that he has been holding back his true power all along, and is still doing so. He says he will release more power as his opponents force him to, or else the fight wouldn't be fun. Jiren is infuriated by this and prepares another punch, even stronger than the last one, but this time Goku dodges it. God Vegeta takes a good look at the beginning of Goku and Jiren's battle, observing just how incredible Jiren has become only a few years after the first tournament, and wonders if in their reality he would be that strong. However, his thoughts are interrupted when a spear of destruction energy comes his way. Vegeta easily dodges it, causing a rock on the arena to be completely destroyed behind him, leaving no traces whatsoever. Toppo, the one who launched this attack, reprimands Vegeta for being distracted by something other than him, and warns that if Vegeta gets distracted like that, that he'll be defeated. Vegeta laughs at this and calls Toppo nothing but trash, an amateur. Toppo becomes absolutely furious upon hearing this and charges forward to land a punch on Vegeta. Vegeta defends with just one hand, surprising Toppo greatly. Right after having his attack defended, Toppo receives a direct counterattack to the stomach that makes him kneel in pain. After bringing his enemy to his knees, Vegeta punches him in the face, sending him flying low across the ground, destroying it as he passes. Then, while Toppo is still lying on his back, Vegeta jumps on him with a knee to the stomach, pressing so hard that he forces saliva to escape from Toppo's mouth. Following this attack, Vegeta leaps into the air and, targeting Toppo with one hand, launches a Big Bang attack at him. But at that moment, Toppo fills with rage and unleashes a powerful wave of destruction energy with one of his hands. This attack is so powerful that it disintegrates Vegeta's energy and heads in his direction. Vegeta dodges it, impressed. And right after he dodges it, he's surprised when Toppo comes right behind the attack with an ultra-powerful leap, delivering a very strong punch to Vegeta's abdomen. He then follows it up with a punch to Vegeta's face with his other hand, sending the Saiyan God back to the ground. As he recovers from the attack, Vegeta lets out a smile. He comments that apparently Toppo's power has evolved due to those attacks he just received, something very similar to his own Ultra Ego. This was to be expected, as Toppo also harnesses the power of a god of destruction. Toppo doesn't want to talk and immediately advances with another attack against Vegeta, but this one he blocks, surprising Toppo, who thought he had just surpassed Vegeta a moment ago. But Vegeta says he will have to take a lot more beating to surpass him. Vegeta delivers a powerful punch, sending Toppo flying once again. Meanwhile, Sun Wukong watches with great admiration as Goku and God Vegeta battle Jiren and Toppo. He is especially impressed by Jiren and Toppo, who clearly put in a lot of effort to surpass him and Monkey Vegeta. However, Sun Wukong is immediately attacked by an energy spear from the Warrior of Universe 1, which he defends against by deflecting it upwards. This energy spear then explodes above the arena with a deafening blast, indicating its immense power. Without even giving Sun Wukong time to catch his breath, the Warrior from Universe 5 is already right in front of him with a prepared punch. The guy's speed was so great that Sun Wukong didn't have time to dodge, he only managed to defend. When he blocks this attack, he is sent flying far across the arena, colliding with a rock and shattering it. Even after receiving these attacks and witnessing the power of these enemies, Sun Wukong remains very excited, saying that he was waiting for powerful opponents like them. The two guys introduce themselves. The Warrior from Universe 1 is named Evo, and the Warrior from Universe 5 is named Orak. Evo boasts of his achievements, saying that he is the only mortal in his universe who can stand up to the god of destruction. Orak, on the other hand, also boasts of his feats, claiming to be known as Orak the Slayer of 1,000. This is because he managed to face an army of 1,000 very powerful demons and defeat them all. Sun Wukong is impressed by their achievements and then introduces himself. Even though he knows these guys already know his name, he says it will be a pleasure to fight them. Iwan, the god of destruction of Universe 1, says that Evo's powers are very complicated to deal with, and Sun Wukong is surely in trouble. And Orak from Universe 5 says that Orak is like an army of one man, and he will make Sun Wukong regret causing this tournament. Meanwhile, Monkey Vegeta has already started his fight against the Warriors from Universe 8 and 12. The Warrior from Universe 8 is named Pimple, and the Warrior from Universe 12 is named Oran. While watching the fight, Lakir, the god of Universe 8, speaks very confidently about his fighter, stating that Pimple has special abilities that could cause problems even for the gods of destruction. In his universe, he is known as the Supreme Assassin, but Jin from Universe 12 tells Lakir to stop boasting, as his participant Oran is one of the few warriors who managed to hold his own in a fight against him, even rendering his Hakai useless. This of course impresses Lakir. Monkey Vegeta exchanges intense blows with the two, who charge at him with full force. Despite fighting very well, Monkey Vegeta is at a disadvantage because every time he manages to land a blow on one, he receives a blow from the other, and vice versa. There's a moment when he lands a punch on Pimple, but Pimple holds his arm, allowing Oran to deliver a very strong kick that sends him flying. Monkey Vegeta becomes somewhat irritated after receiving these attacks and begins to emanate a blue aura of power intensely, saying he'll finish them in one attack. Monkey Vegeta releases an immense amount of power against the two, but to his surprise, Oran from Universe 12 simply steps in front of his attack, and by touching his energy makes it disappear. This obviously leaves the Saiyan quite surprised. After that, Pimple from Universe 8 launches an energy spear at him, which Monkey Vegeta dodges. However, when he dodges and the energy collides with the ground, it doesn't create an energy explosion, but rather a poisonous smoke explosion. This puts Monkey Vegeta on high alert. Pimple smiles while boasting that his poison is extremely deadly, and it can spread through the air in a radius of several meters. The good thing is that he has so much control over his power that he can choose who his poison should not affect. In other words, he can choose not to affect his allies. Monkey Vegeta says that these guys have very complicated abilities and it's annoying. Sun Wukong is exchanging blows with Evo from Universe 1 and Auroch from Universe 5. Despite using a considerable amount of his Super Saiyan Blue power, Wukong is at a disadvantage. Wukong receives an attack from Evo that sends him flying. To avoid receiving more attacks while in the air, Wukong launches an energy beam at Evo, but to his surprise, Auroch steps in front of the attack with his chest open, receiving his energy attack and simply absorbing his energy. Right after that, Evo opens a portal behind Wukong and appears behind him, landing a knee to the Monkey Saiyan's back, causing him considerable pain. After falling to the ground, Wukong rubs his sore back and says that these two have very interesting abilities. The battle between Goku and Jiren reaches a new level of intensity. Thanks to his Ultra Instinct, Goku is handling the Grey Warrior's powerful attacks very well, and his ability to predict the opponent's movements is impressive. Jiren, now with even more bulging muscles due to his growing power aura, is not willing to let Goku escape his grasp so easily. Jiren advances with an extremely powerful punch, but Goku uses his extreme skill and technique mastery to dodge Jiren's blow while letting him pass by like a bull. Jiren runs past Goku and runs into a nearby rock. This generates a huge revolt in the warrior from Universe 11, which raises his ki even further. His aura expands dramatically, causing the spectators and other fighters present in the arena to gasp at the overwhelming power he is displaying. With a thunderous roar, Jiren advances towards Goku with gigantic speed. His blows are fast and devastating, as he tries to hit Goku at any cost. However, Goku is up to the challenge, or rather, he is above it. His reflexes, honed by Ultra Instinct, allow him to avoid Jiren's blows with grace and precision, leaving the bald man very frustrated and increasingly furious. Jiren says he never thought there would be another mortal besides Sun Wukong who could fight against him with such ease. Goku tells Jiren not to feel bad and comforts the Grey Warrior by saying he's a few decades ahead. A statement that Jiren obviously doesn't understand, of course. Goku finally counterattacks, finding an opening in Jiren's defense and landing a direct punch to his stomach, making him bleed from the mouth. But to Goku's surprise, Jiren doesn't let it faze him and counterattacks with an even greater hunger to win. The two warriors engage in a frenzied sequence of punches and blocks, creating shockwaves that shake the arena. Every move they make is executed with incredible mastery, demonstrating the skill and dexterity they have acquired over their lives of training and battles. However, Jiren is not satisfied. His aura continues to grow and his power increases with each passing second. Meanwhile, Sun Wukong continues his intense battle against Auroch from Universe 5 and Evo from Universe 1. Wukong dodges an attack from Evo and launches an energy attack at him, but Auroch steps in front and absorbs his energy, then advances against Wukong with even more power. Wukong notices that the more of his energy Auroch absorbs, the more powerful he becomes. Evo takes advantage of his distraction with Auroch and opens a magical portal behind Wukong to land a punch on him. But Wukong pushes Auroch away with an attack and then defends against Evo's blows by grabbing his hand and pulling him out of the portal. After pulling him out of the portal, Wukong lands a massive punch that sends him flying. Playing with his enemy, Wukong says he can perform tricks too. He uses his magic to open a dimensional portal behind Evo and appears behind him, attacking and launching him to the other side. Wukong repeats this several times, opening multiple dimensional portals in the air and attacking Evo, sending him back and forth. After doing this, he delivers his final attack, delivering a powerful kick that sends the Universe 1 warrior out of the arena, eliminating him and his universe. Auroch attacks Wukong again, and despite the great power of his enemy, Wukong manages to defend and counter his attacks, landing multiple hits on the Universe 5 warrior. While beating Auroch, Wukong says that if he absorbs energy attacks, all he needs to do is attack with physical blows. But to his surprise, Auroch starts to handle his punches, making it clear that he has increased his power. He then says that not only do ki attacks release energy, but physical attacks do as well. After realizing that his physical attacks would only strengthen his opponent as much as energy attacks, Sun Wukong decides to change his strategy and starts launching a barrage of energy attacks against him. His intention is to overload Auroch, which begins to happen as his opponent starts to inflate due to the excessive amount of energy in his body. But to Wukong's misfortune, this also doesn't work because Auroch simply creates a clone of himself. Auroch explains that it's obvious he would prepare for an overload, so he simply took the excess accumulated energy in his body and created a clone of himself with equal power. Now Sun Wukong has to deal with two Aurochs, both very powerful. The battle between God Vegeta and Toppo continues at full throttle, with both warriors constantly increasing their powers. Toppo, whenever he receives blows from God Vegeta, fills himself with more and more rage, and a desire for destruction, and this is his fuel to grow stronger. Vegeta, on the other hand, simply adjusts his power according to Toppo's strength, showing superiority over the Universe 11 warrior whenever he raises his power. Toppo, fueled by anger and determination to prove his worth, continues to evolve his power. He rises after the last blow from Vegeta with an intense aura of destruction surrounding him. Toppo doesn't give up and advances again toward Vegeta. The exchange of blows is fierce, with both fighters launching devastating attacks against each other. The arena trembles with the intensity of the battle, and the spectators are astonished by the skill and strength of these warriors. God Vegeta, with a confident smile on his face, comments that Toppo is doing a good job, but is still no match for him. Toppo, determined to prove his strength, redoubles his efforts and launches a very powerful attack toward Vegeta. However, the Hakaishin, with a quick movement, manages to dodge the blow and appears behind Toppo, delivering a powerful blow to the back of the apprentice Hakaishin, making him kneel. While his opponent is on his knees, Vegeta says that he's very good for an apprentice Hakaishin, but he's still not a real Hakaishin. Toppo doesn't accept these words and releases his ki in a monstrous way, causing the power of destruction to spread in a radius of several meters, forcing Vegeta to move away. Once again, Toppo has elevated his power, and Vegeta realizes that he has now truly reached his peak and will give him all from here. God Vegeta smiles, excited about this. Monkey Vegeta continues the battle against Oran and Pinpo, which is becoming very complicated due to both the overall power of these fighters, which is very high, and their special abilities, which are very tricky to deal with. They exchange extremely fast and intense blows, with the Saiyan having to deal with both opponents at the same time, managing to land blows on both adversaries but receiving an attack in return whenever he manages to hit. Cornered by the two opponents, Vegeta advances to Super Saiyan Blue evolution, now greatly increasing his strength, speed, and resistance. However, he still finds himself at a disadvantage, as both opponents also increase their powers. Oran tries to hit the Saiyan with an energy blast, which Monkey Vegeta dodges and responds with an energy attack. Oran would have faced this attack head-on to nullify it, but this time, Vegeta was smarter and redirected the attack towards Pimple, while simultaneously lunging at Oran with a flying kick, elevating the power of his Super Saiyan Blue to an extremely strong and fast attack. While his energy attack heads towards Pimple, who has to dodge, Monkey Vegeta reaches Oran with a powerful flying kick to the stomach, stunning the Universe 12 warrior. Vegeta's blow is so powerful that Oran crosses the entire arena and then falls outside of it, being eliminated along with his universe. Afterward, the Monkey Warrior advances against Pinpo, explosively attacking the Universe 8 fighter with very fast and powerful blows. Pinpo, not expecting this sudden power increase, asks how Vegeta managed to raise his power level so quickly. The Saiyan replies saying he hasn't seen anything yet. Pinpo blows a large amount of poison point blank at Monkey Vegeta, but he is not affected since he covered his body with a layer of energy. After that, he delivers an extremely powerful punch to the face of the Universe 8 fighter, who is launched out of the arena and eliminated along with his universe. Sun Wukong continues his battle against Oark, or rather against the Oarks. Many Oarks. The Universe 5 warrior has created a small army of himself, simply taking advantage of the energy from Wukong's attacks to multiply. Seeing this, Sun Wukong says he now understands how Oark was able to fight 1,000 enemies and why the god of the universe called him a one-man army. The battle has reached a point where Wukong is very tired and annoyed at having to face so many opponents, surrounded by multiple enemy clones. He complains that this fight has lost its appeal. Oark says that if he thinks that, he should just give up now to avoid the beating he's about to receive. But Wukong says he doesn't need to give up, just finish him off. Oark laughs, asking how he intends to deal with dozens of clones he created. But Sun Wukong smiles and says it's easy. All he needs to do is multiply himself as well. Of course, Oark doesn't understand what he's saying until he sees Sun Wukong simply pluck some hairs from his own body and throw them on the ground. Then those hairs transform into clones of him. Oark is left speechless, not believing what he's seeing. Now that he has multiplied himself, Sun Wukong and his clones draw their power pole and say it's time for a beat. The screams of Oark and his clones echo throughout the arena. After a few seconds, all the clones have been defeated, and Wukong expels the original from the arena with a smack on the butt. When Oark is eliminated, Universe 5 loses and disappears. Throughout the arena, explosions occur at the same time as large rocks disappear due to the power of Hakai. The authors of this destruction are Toppo and God Vegeta, who traverse the entire arena at high speed while exchanging extremely intense and destructive blows. Now the course of the battle has changed, and it appears that Toppo has the advantage, having elevated his destructive power to the maximum. Although he is not in the lead now, God Vegeta smiles and compliments Toppo, saying he never imagined he could reach this level. Toppo responds that he didn't even think he would reach this level, but now that he has achieved this power, he won't be defeated by anyone. Toppo lands an incredibly strong blow on Vegeta, sending him flying. After that, he begins to concentrate an extremely massive amount of destruction power in his hands. Toppo tells Vegeta that if he truly considers himself superior to him when it comes to destruction power, he should not dodge this power but deal with it. God Vegeta smiles and accepts his challenge. The warrior from Universe 11 unleashes all this power in the form of a massive energy sphere, which God Vegeta anticipates and faces head-on. When he's struck by the sphere of destruction power, God Vegeta is absorbed by it. But then, by concentrating his power within the sphere, Vegeta manages, with minimal effort, to destroy Toppo's destruction energy sphere, making that massive amount of destruction power simply disappear. Toppo, as well as everyone else except Goku, who's present, is completely impressed by what they have just witnessed. After dealing with his opponent's most powerful attack, Vegeta tells him with a proud smile that this is the difference between a true god of destruction and a mere apprentice. The Saiyan Hakaishin advances against his opponent, and with a single blow sends Toppo out of the area. Belmont is very shocked by what he just saw, and comments that Toppo was an apprentice in a very advanced stage of training. And Universe 11's Hakaishin even says that given the amount of power Toppo used in the attack, not even he would be able to escape that attack easily. After that, he closes his eyes and sighs, and looking at Toppo sitting with his head down next to him, Belmont confronts his apprentice, saying that he did very well. But unfortunately, he had the bad luck of fighting that enemy. And now looking back at the arena, Belmont says that all they can do is just trust Jiren. However, expectations are not very hopeful for him either. Throughout the arena, it can be seen the shadows and shockwaves of the last battle taking place. Goku and Jiren traverse the entire arena while exchanging tens of thousands of extremely fast attacks. Jiren is at the peak of his power, with each of his gigantic muscles working at maximum potency, attempting a decisive blow against his opponent. But despite his opponent's increasing power, Goku always seems to be one step ahead, subduing Jiren's absolute strength with great finesse. After a series of dodges and defenses, Goku counterattacks with multiple strikes on Jiren, who receives all the blows with a lot of pain, but continues to try to counterattack, fighting like a fierce beast. The Universe 11's most powerful warrior's thirst for victory is so great that he doesn't mind sacrificing his body for it. He continues to drastically increase his power in a completely uncontrolled manner. Goku becomes concerned about Jiren, telling him to stop raising his ki like that, or he will waste all his energy and collapse his body. But Jiren doesn't care, he just wants to win. Finally, he manages to surprise Goku, hitting the Saiyan right in the chest. Next, he manages to breach Goku's defense with another attack, this time on his face. And before Goku could react, he was receiving a series of multiple furious attacks from Jiren, who punishes him with all the force of his fists. The Grey Warrior finishes the sequence with an attack that buries Goku in the ground. After that, he jumps very high with a leap, raises both hands, concentrating an immense amount of power in his hands, and finally launches his most powerful attack against Goku, an attack powerful enough to penetrate that extremely resistant arena. Belmont shouts from the stands, reprimanding Jiren, saying that this attack surely killed Goku, and that goes against the rules. Only now does Jiren realize what he did, and he regrets it, saying that unfortunately, he got carried away by his desire to win. But to everyone's surprise except for God Vegeta, Goku is perfectly fine. He's standing next to the large crater, and all he shows after the extremely powerful attacks are a few scratches. Jiren is very surprised by this, asking how Goku dodged it, and he was sure the attack hit. But Goku says he's right, the attack hit. This leaves Jiren and everyone else in shock. He asks how Goku, after receiving his most powerful attack, and is acting so indifferently and can be perfectly fine. Goku says that Jiren misunderstood things. His power isn't just based on evasion and defense. In fact, his overall power is much greater than Jiren's. When Jiren hears that, at first he's very shocked and even angry. But after that, he simply closes his eyes in a deep sign of sadness and then returns to his base form, saying that he gives up. This surprises everyone, even Goku. But Jiren says that after receiving his most powerful attack and reacting with such indifference, Goku has proven that no matter how hard he tries, he cannot defeat him now. Jiren concludes by saying that he is a proud warrior and therefore hates to admit defeat, but it is also wise to acknowledge one's limits, and that's what Sun Wukong taught him after their first battle. Jiren looks at Sun Wukong and asks if he will request that all the universes be restored, just like he did the first time. Sun Wukong promises that yes, he will do it. Jiren then says if it's a promise from Wukong, then he can rest assured At that moment, the unbelievable happens and Jiren, of his own free will, withdraws from the arena. After Jiren withdraws from the arena, Universe 11 is eliminated. With the elimination of all the other participants in the arena, only the fighters from Universe 7 remain. At this point, Beerus starts celebrating, saying that they won again. But the Grand Minister states that the tournament is not over yet, as only one person can make a wish for the Super Dragon Balls. Everyone is shocked by this revelation because they only just realized it now. However, everyone becomes excited. Sun Wukong says it will be cool to fight against them again. The Monkey Vegeta fist bumps with a fierce smile on his face, telling God Vegeta they can now finish what they started. God Vegeta agrees, saying that this time he will show that insolent monkey the price of messing with the god of destruction. And Goku in his fight stance tells them to bring it on. They all assume their combat stances. God Vegeta and Monkey Vegeta face off while Goku faces Sun Wukong. They silently study each other for a few seconds, thinking about the right way to attack. And then, Goku attacks. He leaps towards Sun Wukong with a flying kick, which the Saiyan monkey dodges with a jump and launches an energy spear from the air, which Goku avoids by leaping to the side. In the same second, Monkey Vegeta unleashes an energy wave at God Vegeta, who dodges the attack with a punch and counters with an energy spear that the monkey deflects with a kick. In the next second, the fighters are already traversing the entire arena in a frenzied battle. Hundreds, thousands, and hundreds of thousands of attacks are unleashed. Only the blurs and the impact waves of the blows can be seen, along with several explosions from the key attacks that get lost in the midst of the battle. At a moment when they find themselves in the air for another collision, God Vegeta manages to kick Monkey Vegeta, sending him crashing into a rock. But Monkey Vegeta spins in the air, touches his feet on the rock, and uses it as a springboard to return to God Vegeta, delivering a punch to the Hakaishin, who falls from the sky to the ground but manages to land safely, and immediately blocks a downward kick from the monkey, who came down with full force to hit him. Goku and Sun Wukong also exchange intense blows, with the Saiyan monkey eventually receiving a kick to the chin that sends him into the air. But Wukong doesn't let that kick deter him, and while in the air, he starts spinning his tail like a helicopter propeller, allowing him to stay airborne and start firing a sequence of ki blasts at Goku, who skillfully maneuvers on the ground, dodging the attacks. Goku teleports to appear behind Wukong and lands a kick on him, but Wukong uses his quick reflexes and cunning to grab Goku's foot with his tail, and then spins in the air like a spinning top, launching Goku to the ground. God Vegeta and Monkey Vegeta were in the midst of a very intense exchange of blows, and while trading blows with the Saiyan God, the Saiyan monkey increasingly emanated the aura of his Super Saiyan Blue. God Vegeta delivered a powerful punch, which Monkey Vegeta blocked with his forearms, creating an explosion of energy. Monkey Vegeta retaliated with a low kick, attempting to knock down God Vegeta, but he skillfully jumped over the blow, dodging and simultaneously distancing himself. After landing, God Vegeta unleashed a series of energy barrages towards Monkey Vegeta, who defended himself with a ki shield. And after defending against dozens of God Vegeta attacks, he counterattacked with a powerful energy blast. When God Vegeta dodged, it passed right through him and went out of the arena. After that, they advanced towards each other and resumed their exchange of physical blows, this time with even more intensity. The battle between Goku and Sun Wukong continued, with both of them very excited as they exchanged very fast, strong, and skilled blows. At one point, they both simultaneously throw punches at each other's faces, but Goku narrowly avoids Wukong's punch, while Wukong takes Goku's punch to the face. Afterward, they leap away from each other with a jump and start firing several ki blasts, like a ki blast shootout. Goku dodges Wukong's powerful attacks with extremely technical and skillful movements, derived from Ultra Instinct. On the other hand, Sun Wukong dodges Goku's attacks with very clumsy jumps, just like a true monkey. But despite Sun Wukong's jumps appearing clumsy, Goku notices there's something special about them. Tired of these energy attacks, Sun Wukong suddenly makes his tail grow in an absurd way, making his tail enormous. After doing this, he begins to launch several attacks at Goku as if they were multiple whips. And while Goku dodges, Wukong's tail attacks leave several cracks in the arena floor. Goku is very surprised by these attacks, saying that Wukong has very peculiar abilities, and the monkey responds by saying that he hasn't seen anything yet. The fight between the Vegetas continued with even more intensity. While fighting the Hakaishin, Monkey Vegeta keeps increasing the power of his Super Saiyan Blue evolution, with the blue aura shining more intensely. But the Super Saiyan Blue was no longer enough, as God Vegeta was gaining more ground in the fight, pressing Monkey Vegeta with attacks that were increasingly difficult to defend against, dodge, or counter. A punch from the Hakaishin hits the monkey's chest and he immediately retaliates with a punch to the abdomen, which, despite hitting the God of Destruction, doesn't seem to cause much damage. But what causes a lot of damage is the punch that God Vegeta retaliates with to Monkey Vegeta's abdomen, causing him deep pain in his stomach after the attack. But Monkey Vegeta doesn't let it deter him and immediately retaliates with a punch toward the destroyer's face. But God Vegeta blocks his attack fairly easily and responds with a punch to the face that destabilizes Monkey Vegeta and makes him fall to the ground. Even though he's down, the monkey doesn't give up and extends one of his hands, releasing a powerful point-blank wave of energy at the God of Destruction, who only suffers a few scratches from this attack. And after that, he grabs Monkey Vegeta's hand, tosses him into the air like a rag doll, and then releases a wave of power that engulfs the Saiyan primate's body, causing him to fall from the sky to the ground with his body scorched. Seeing this leaves Beerus completely surprised and even WHIS. The more the fight between Goku and Sun Wukong continues, the more evident it becomes that the Saiyan monkey is at a disadvantage. Goku presses Sun Wukong heavily, dodging his attacks and launching precise counterattacks. His punches and kicks were like lightning, hitting the target with deadly accuracy. The more attacks he received, the harder and faster Wukong tried to counter, but Goku was still able to dodge his blows and counter with blows that caused him a lot of pain. Frustration began to show on Sun Wukong's face, as he was not accustomed to encountering an opponent who could completely outmatch him. His face was starting to show signs of fatigue, while Goku seemed tireless. Goku then decided to raise the level of the fight. He concentrated his ki and disappeared instantly, reappearing behind Sun Wukong with a devastating punch. The impact sent the legendary monkey flying through the air, causing a large crater when he finally collided with a large rock. Watching the way Wukong and Monkey Vegeta were being pressed, Beerus and WHIS were very surprised, as they did not expect that there would be someone in the Universe 7 who could challenge these two. Beerus comments that these two are indeed very impressive, and he never imagined that there were mortals who could give so much trouble to Wukong and Vegeta in this manner. WHIS reminds the Destroyer that Wukong and Vegeta are still not using their maximum power, but then he says that at the rate things are going, it won't take long for that to happen. After receiving the last attack from God Vegeta, Monkey Vegeta is really injured, and he gets up very irritated. He says that for God Vegeta to be able to surpass him in his blue form, it's because he was really holding back a lot of his power in their first fight. But God Vegeta tells him to stop being hypocritical, because he clearly also held back a lot in their first fight, as he only revealed the Ozaru form at that time, whereas now he's even using Super Saiyan Blue evolution, and God Vegeta still asserts that his opponent's power doesn't stop there, and he definitely has even more power than that. Monkey Vegeta asks how he knows this, and God Vegeta simply replies that he knows how to recognize a powerful opponent when he sees one, and can also tell when someone is fighting while concealing their power. Monkey Vegeta says he's very sharp, and then admits that the Destroyer is right. But he's not the only one hiding power. God Vegeta is doing the same. The God of Destruction Vegeta admits this and reveals that he's actually still holding back a lot of his power. He also reveals that he has an ultimate form, and when he uses that form, it means he's using his maximum power. Monkey Vegeta proposes a deal with God Vegeta. He suggests that they both show their most powerful forms so that they can fight on equal terms and fairly. But God Vegeta declines and says that his ultimate form is not something to be shown to just anyone. Of course, this greatly annoys Monkey Vegeta, who asks if after all this, God Vegeta still thinks he's just anyone. God Vegeta tells him not to take it personally and that the intention is not to belittle him. He justifies it by saying that his ultimate form is something that, if revealed carelessly, could make him be seen as a great threat, especially there in front of the Supreme Gods and the Grand Priest. Monkey Vegeta says he doesn't quite understand, but anyway he agrees to increase his power because it's already clear that at his current level, he won't be able to continue this fight. Monkey Vegeta begins to emit the blue aura of his Super Saiyan Blue with great intensity, and then as he concentrates his energy, the blue aura of his current blue fur begins to darken. As he begins to feel this new energy that his opponent is starting to emanate, Vegeta quickly realizes what it is, but with a smile he reveals that he's not surprised since all the forms his primate version has shown so far have led to this. Monkey Vegeta finally completes his transformation, displaying the purple ki aura and dark fur. The form he now reveals is the Ultra Ego, the power of destruction. Showing this form, which according to him is his final form, Monkey Vegeta assures God Vegeta that with this power he will force him to reveal his ultimate transformation. After receiving the last attack from Goku, Sun Wukong can only get up in pain, and admits that the last attack hurt a lot. He says that Goku is really strong and skilled. Goku thanks Wukong for the compliment, but says he knows that if he really wanted to, he could have dodged that attack if he had been using his true power. Wukong pretends not to understand, saying he doesn't know what Goku is talking about, but Goku explains to him, saying he paid attention to the way he dodged his energy attacks, and observed that despite Wukong dodging in a clumsy manner, the truth is that he avoided all his attacks perfectly, which reminds him a lot of Ultra Instinct. When Goku says this, Wukong smiles and says Goku was very clever to notice. Goku then tells him that if Wukong wants to have a chance in this battle, he needs to use Ultra Instinct right away because Super Saiyan Blue won't be enough to continue in the fight. At this point, they notice a large pillar of purple energy rising from a distant point in the arena, and sensing this key, Goku tells Wukong that his friend has already understood this and decides to reveal his most powerful form. So it's his turn. Wukong smiles and agrees with Goku, saying he's right. He says he doesn't like to use Ultra Instinct much because whenever he uses that technique, his opponents cease to be challenging and can no longer provide a good fight for him. But he says that Goku doesn't seem to be that kind of guy, which means the fight won't stop being fun. On the contrary, Wukong closes his eyes, entering a state of complete tranquility while simultaneously releasing his energy, an energy that Goku recognizes as calm, yet intense. A few seconds later, Wukong's blue fur lightens, taking on a whitish appearance, and the expression of the one who previously had a mischievous and extremely animated expression now changes to a neutral and tranquil one. After seeing that his opponent has done what was asked, Goku thanks him. Wukong says he knows he also has more power to reveal, and then asks if Goku isn't going to unleash his final form. But Goku explains that no, saying that if he reveals his most powerful transformation there, it could cause some problems. Wukong doesn't insist, but says that when Goku sees his maximum power, he will have to show his most powerful form. Beerus and WHIS, seeing that Wukong and Monkey Vegeta have unleashed their maximum power, say that finally the real fight is about to begin. Wukong attacks. He disappears at high speed from Goku's front and reappears behind him, ready to kick him in the neck. But Goku crouches to dodge the kick and then raises his body again, attempting to punch from below upwards, which Wukong dodges with a somersault backward. After landing from his somersault, Wukong advances with a low jump, aiming to hit Goku's legs, but Goku jumps to avoid it and then descends in an attempt to step on Wukong, who rolls to the side to evade Goku's foot, and then attacks by drawing his power pole and stretching it while delivering a low horizontal attack to try to catch Goku's feet. Again and again Goku jumps, but this time using the stick's length. Wukong tries to reach him in the air with an attack, but Goku also manages to make an acrobatic move in the air that allows him to dodge the stick. After Goku lands, Wukong attempts several thrusting movements with his stick while advancing against him, and Goku dodges the thrusts while retreating until he decides to counterattack with a sequence of key spheres, which Wukong defends against by retracting his stick to strike the various energy balls, deflecting them and causing them to explode around. Goku launches a Kienzan at Wukong, but the monkey showed incredible dexterity with his power pole, placing the stick between the Kienzan, balancing the deadly ki disc as if it were a plate. And after that, guiding the disc with his stick, he throws it back at Goku, who dodges by crouching almost to the ground, and then he runs very quickly towards Wukong, preparing to punch. But when Goku reaches Wukong, it is revealed to be a mirage, which disappears from in front of Wukong at the same time that the real Goku appears behind him, ready to attack. But Wukong is sharp and realizes this. Even without turning his body, he simply extends the stick behind him, hitting Goku right in the stomach while taking him toward the nearest rock and burying him in it. After burying Goku in the rocks, Wukong turns to him, firing a wave of power from one of his hands. A wave of power that at first didn't seem very offensive, but when it explodes, it devastates a considerable part of the arena. But Goku was not hit by the attack. He escaped with instant transmission and reappears behind Wukong, ready to attack, while Wukong prepares to defend. While on one side of the arena a battle of technique and skill was taking place, on the other side there was a battle where sheer brute force and pure violence prevailed. God Vegeta and Monkey Vegeta exchanged very serious blows, full of fury and violence. Both the Saiyan God and the Saiyan Monkey intensely emanated the purple aura of the power of destruction, even though God Vegeta was not transformed. The blow of these two showed incredible destructive power, releasing the energy of destruction as they destroyed their surroundings. God Vegeta praised Monkey Vegeta, saying that he has very good mastery of the energy of destruction, perhaps almost as much as a true destroyer. However, God Vegeta manages to find an opening in the monkey's guard and buries his hand in the opponent's abdomen with a very strong punch. And after landing that punch, he releases an up-close energy attack from the same hand, launching the monkey far away with a very serious wound in his abdomen. But for Monkey Vegeta, damage is fuel, so he retaliates against the destroyer with a punch so incredibly powerful that it makes God Vegeta traverse almost the entire arena, and not just fall by a few inches. God Vegeta doesn't let himself be shaken by this attack and goes to meet Monkey Vegeta, who was already coming toward him, thirsting for blood. The two meet halfway, colliding their forearms with an abyssal force, creating a crater in that part of the ground due to the impact. God Vegeta lands a punch on Monkey Vegeta's chest, who holds his arm and retaliates with a punch to God Vegeta's stomach, who also holds his arm. With their arms compromised, they resort to headbutts, crashing their foreheads in extremely aggressive encounters. At one point, Monkey Vegeta surprises by releasing a wave of power from his mouth that completely engulfs God Vegeta's head. But even after that extremely powerful point-blank attack, God Vegeta stands firm despite the wounds on his face and responds to the attack by delivering a very strong knee to Monkey Vegeta's abdomen. After that, he releases his arms, touches his hands to the monkey, and also engulfs him with a wave of power released from his hands. Seeing those extremely intense battles, the Zenos are completely astounded. They simply can't believe what they're seeing. The Daishinken, on the other hand, maintains a much more serious expression, looking very closely especially at these new participants. Goku and Wukong continue with an intense and strong fight, but show an incredibly amazing technical mastery, worthy of two users of Ultra Instinct. Wukong attacks with endless strikes with his power pole, while dodging the various punches and kicks that Goku launches in counterattacks, while Goku blocks the stick attacks with his arms and counterattacks as best he can. Wukong jumps, and while extending the power pole, delivers a very strong attack against Goku, who dodges. The stick attacks simply split the arena in half, cutting it like a sword. After dodging the stick, Goku jumps at Son Wukong and lands a super punch from below to his abdomen. A punch so strong that it creates a shockwave that spreads throughout the arena. After receiving this blow, Son Wukong is so perplexed that he even drops the power pole from his hands. And when he and Goku return to the ground, Goku stands up while he remains fallen. Even bleeding from his mouth, Wukong smiles, and while he gets up with difficulty with his hand on his painful belly, he praises Goku, saying that even with him trying so hard, Goku is still managing to be superior. But Goku also praises Wukong, saying that his mastery of Ultra Instinct is very good, much greater than he had when he faced Granola and Gas. After recovering from the attack, Wukong tells Goku that he has already realized that it's useless to keep trying to surpass Goku in a direct combat, as his technical ability is much greater. So there's only one thing left for him to try. Wukong flexes his knees, pulls back his hands, and placing them in a position resembling a shell, begins to concentrate energy. Goku knows this posture very well, and smiling he accepts Wukong's challenge, assuming the next same posture and also concentrating his energy. Seeing what the two of them are doing, Beerus becomes very apprehensive, saying that it seems like this battle is very close to the end. Meanwhile, WHIS looks to the other side of the arena and says that this is not the only one that is about to end. The battle between God Vegeta and Monkey Vegeta is reaching its climax. Energized by the fury of battle and thirst for destruction, Monkey Vegeta has evolved tremendously during the fight, managing to surpass the limits of his strength, speed, endurance, and massive power. However, even so, he retreats from the attacks of the God of Destruction. Monkey Vegeta can no longer handle the attacks of the Destroyer and is hit by a barrage of punches and kicks from God Vegeta, ultimately being sent far away with a spinning kick from God Vegeta. The Saiyan Monkey punches the ground, very angry, asking why he can't surpass God Vegeta, even though he has surpassed his limit. With a proud smile and an air of superiority, God Vegeta tells him not to feel bad, as he is what you might call a superior being. Monkey Vegeta doesn't accept this, and then he stands up while emanating an extremely powerful aura, assuming a posture that Vegeta immediately recognizes, opening his arms and then closing them together, accumulating a large amount of energy on the hands. But it's not ordinary energy, it's energy of destruction. God Vegeta understands what he is going to do and decides to respond in the same way, also assuming this posture and accumulating a very large amount of power of destruction. Monkey Vegeta says that before they finish this, he would like to ask God Vegeta a question. Go ahead, says the God of Destruction. The Saiyan Monkey asks what he will ask Super Shenron if he wins this tournament. He asks if God Vegeta will ask to return to his reality. God Vegeta says that the Dragon Balls of Earth are still gathered waiting for him, and with them, they should be able to figure out how to return, making it unnecessary to ask Super Shenron for that. So his wish will be to restore the universes eliminated in the tournament, just like Android 17 did in his reality and Son Wukong did in the first tournament of this reality. After hearing this, Monkey Vegeta smiles and says that in that case, he can rest easy if he is defeated. On the other side, Son Wukong and Goku have already gathered a tremendous amount of energy in their hands and are about to release it. But before that, Wukong asks Goku the same question that Monkey Vegeta asked God Vegeta, asking what he will wish for if he wins the tournament. To no surprise to Wukong, Goku says that of course he will wish for the universes to be restored, since it would be very sad if all those people died. Wukong smiles and says he expected nothing less from his counterpart, and then says they can finally finish this. Prepared for the final showdown, Goku and Son Wukong simultaneously unleash a powerful Kamehameha. The blue waves of energy collide with all their might, immediately creating a strong gust of wind that spreads throughout the arena. God Vegeta and Monkey Vegeta are also ready and then unleash a final Hakai against each other, an energy attack identical to the final Flash but made with energy of destruction. The two waves of immense destructive power collide, releasing a destructive power so great that the rocks around them immediately begin to disintegrate into energy flakes, becoming less than dust in the face of that power. The energies of Goku and Wukong grapple with each other as they vie for the advantage, but this contest soon seems to tilt in Goku's favor, with his power advancing against Wukong's power, who begins to release more and more of his energy while trying to keep up with his counterpart. Meanwhile, Monkey Vegeta is also in a bad situation, with his final Hakai increasingly subdued by the attack of the God of Destruction. And while subduing the most powerful attack of his opponent, God Vegeta praises him for his effort and says that despite being just a stupid monkey, he is certainly a true Saiyan and worthy of being the prince of the Saiyans in this reality. Meanwhile, Goku, increasingly overpowering Son Wukong's power, thanks him for the battle and says he had a lot of fun. He says he would love to face Wukong again someday when he's stronger, but neither Wukong nor Monkey Vegeta plan to give up, and in one final act, they release all their powers once and for all. An extremely powerful explosion occurs, an explosion that engulfs the entire tournament of Power Arena and shakes the entire reality of the world of Void. Faced with that explosion containing a magnificent amount of power, Beerus and WHIS protect themselves with a shield created by the Angel of Universe 7, while Shinken protects himself, the Zenos, and bodyguards with an energy shield. When the explosion ends and all the light generated by it fades, everyone can finally see what really happened. To their surprise, the Tournament of Power Arena simply isn't there anymore. Looking to the side, Beerus sees that Monkey Vegeta has fallen beside him, and WHIS indicating that he fell from the arena, which is obvious since it no longer exists. But what about the others? Looking closer to the center, they see a small dimensional rift, and next to it, Son Wukong hovers using his tail as a propeller. Facing this portal, he bids farewell, telling them to come back someday. Beerus is shocked by this, asking what the hell happened. Monkey Vegeta explains to him that at the moment of the explosion, while the arena was being destroyed, the fissure opened in space-time, and those two guys were simply sucked into it. Meanwhile, he was pushed out of the combat zone because of the explosion, but Wukong managed to escape at the last moment thanks to Ultra Instinct and stayed where the arena was hovering thanks to his tail. With that, Shinken announces the final result of the Tournament of Power cannot be otherwise. Son Wukong is the winner. Although his victory is announced, Son Wukong doesn't care much, and he's actually a bit pensive about what may have happened to Goku and Vegeta. Also, he finds it a shame since they left the Dragon Balls gathered on Earth for them to summon Shenron when they returned. Meanwhile, in an alternate reality, an extremely intense battle rages across Universe 7, with two beams of light colliding through the vacuum of space as they traverse the universe at a speed that excels the speed of light by millions of times. One of these beams of light ends up falling onto a large planet, causing immense destruction on its surface. It was Beerus who fell in his most powerful form, but he regressed, returning to his base form with an expression of great exhaustion and pain due to severe injuries all over his body. Damn it, the God of Destruction of Universe 7 exclaims, showing clear frustration. Above him, hovering over the sky of the strange planet, is the figure of a man completely shrouded in a malevolent aura. This person points his hand at Beerus, accumulating power in it and saying, "Goodbye." Beerus yells at the man, cursing him, "Curse you, Saiyans!" The attack is unleashed and then that great planet is destroyed. WHIS, who watched from space, closes his eyes, realizing that at that moment, Beerus the Destroyer has just been killed.